Hey y'all, it's X, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be rebuilding the Washington Commanders, who currently have the second pick in the NFL Draft. I'm going to be using my draft class, which I just made. If you guys didn't see, I uploaded a video earlier this week, or I should have uploaded a video earlier this week, just going over that draft class, so you guys can see what it looks like. Like I said, based off of Bengals draft class, but with a couple of my tweaks, I added some players who weren't in his draft class, took out some players who shouldn't be there. Kind of cleaned it up. It's still a work in progress, not perfect. Things are subject to change, but that's in that video. So I'll leave a link, probably a card in the top corner for you guys to go watch that. So today we're doing the Commanders, right? And they had hope, man. They had hope. Sam Howell looked like he could be the franchise quarterback. I don't think it's there with him. Listen. Me more than anybody would love for Sam Howell to end up being a good quarterback in the NFL. The problem is he's baby Baker Mayfield. That's kind of what he is. And I don't know, man. I don't know. It sucked because the quarterback class that he was in, he should have been the first quarterback off the board. He was better than Kenny Pickett. I don't know why he fell. I think he just had a down year at UNC after all of his weapons left, which you can't blame the guy when two of your running backs leave and they were probably the best players on that team, and then he loses, what's his name? Not Josh Downs. He loses, who was the other receiver that he had? Oh, man. I'm going to be so upset at myself for forgetting this. Who was the other UNC receiver? Oh, I'm going to be so mad at myself. Either way. Sam Howell could be a good player in the NFL, but I think his ceiling is very low. At running back, you have Brian Robinson Jr. and Antonio Gibson. Brian Robinson's solid. I don't know if he'll be anything crazy in the league. He's a good power back. He can definitely catch the ball in the backfield. Same with Antonio Gibson. We'll see if there's something there. I'll try and keep him around. Terry McLaurin is a legit, elite receiver, and he's 27 years old now. He's essentially, his entire career has just been wasted by being on this team. He hasn't had a quarterback to throw him the ball, so he hasn't had any outstanding, crazy years. 1,000 yards in every year of his career, except for his rookie year. He just hasn't. I don't know, man. I just feel really bad for him. He deserves a lot better than this, but Washington hasn't given him that. Curtis Samuel, he's a free agent in the offseason. We're probably going to let him walk. He's a good weapon, not a crazy receiver. He's just good with the ball in his hands. Jahan Dotson is probably going to be the wide receiver 2 for the rest of the rebuild. Maybe wide receiver 3, but he's going to be on the team, I think, in some capacity. I liked him as a rookie. He had a very promising rookie year. Pretty quiet year last year, but again, he's still growing as a receiver. I think he's a pretty good complementary piece to Terry McLaurin. Maybe a better jump ball receiver would help them out, but De'Ami Brown hasn't gotten his chance to shine yet. He was the other receiver. De'Ami Brown. He was the other UNC receiver. Yeah. He was good. He just hasn't had his chance yet. So maybe change of scenery would help him, but we'll see. The offensive line is very, very interesting. Sam Cosmi could literally be a very good right tackle. They're just playing him at guard. I guess I'll just leave him here, but for the sake of offensive linemen not developing well, I am going to give him star development. This is not something I will do often, is manually change a player's development trait, but just knowing that he, 1, deserves star development, and 2, offensive linemen don't get upgrades. It's so rare that they do. It's possible, but it is so rare that they do. They need to win Offensive Lineman of the Year to do it. So I'm going to help him out a little bit, just giving him star dev, which he deserves. Charles Leno's fine. Sadiq Charles, not great. Nick Gates, solid for the Giants, but not great here. Andrew Wiley was, I guess he was decent enough this year. But the whole offensive line outside of Sam Cosmi needs to be changed. Logan Thomas is a solid tight end, but we're going to have to upgrade on him. That's just that. Defensively, now this team did trade away both of their edge rushers in Montez Sweat and Chase Young at the deadline. So edge is going to be a very big position of need for us. I am probably going to start KJ Henry out there. Now, is this Jabril Cox? That is who this is. So I guess the Cowboys let him go. Interesting. Yeah. Edge is going to be a need, something we're definitely going to address with one of our picks in the draft. I don't know which one. Also, I don't think the team is fully here because, yeah, Derek Forrest is somebody who I'm missing out. So let's just make sure offensively everybody's here. Oh, Ricky Stromberg. He's a solid player. He has hidden development. He'll probably be our center. We'll see about that. I don't know. Anybody else that I'm missing? Okay, yeah, I think that's good. So defensively, the best player probably on this team is Jonathan Allen. He's very good. He got a big payday. They're paying a lot of money to their two interior defensive linemen, and Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne. They're both worth it. Maybe not as much as Daron Payne, but definitely Jonathan Allen. They're both very talented, so I'd like to keep them around for the rest of the rebuild, but I can't commit like $50 million to two defensive tackles, so we'll see about that. In terms of cornerbacks, Kendall Fuller's a good cornerback, very underrated at this point in his career. Probably a better slot option than anything, but I think for us, he can play on the boundary for at least a couple of years. Probably look to trade him in a year or two. We'll see. Benjamin St-Juste, he had a pretty good rookie year a couple of years back. He's now in his third year in the NFL. Pretty solid. He's pretty solid. Probably a third cornerback, if anything, for us, but we'll see. And then Emmanuel Forbes, I don't know if he should be a 76. He had a very bad year, to put it simply. He's very light at 180. By the way, coming into the draft, he was, I think, 160, so he gained 20 pounds, but he's still just... He's a good athlete. He's just not he's not physical enough to keep up with NFL players, and I just disagreed with him going as high as he did anyways in the draft. I had him as a second rounder, and he went in the first round, which I completely disagreed with. But hey. At linebacker, you have Cody Barton, who's solid enough, I guess. I think he's kind of old. He's 26, so you might be able to stay around for a little bit. Good tackler. He's solid, I guess. Jamin Davis, same deal. Hasn't really developed yet. Another just solid player, but he's only 24 years old, so I'd like to keep him around for at least probably the remainder of the rebuild as a linebacker somewhere. I don't know where that will be. Clee Cousins, he's alright. Derek Forrest kind of came out of nowhere, but he was a good year. He had a good year last year coming out of Cincinnati. He's a good free safety. I think we have our safeties for the video, by the way, with him and Cameron Curl, who was so talented. And then you also have Quan Martin behind him. Like, these two... Quan Martin's a crazy athlete, by the way. 97 acceleration. He's probably more of like a linebacker. He's probably more of like a box linebacker. But he's kind of light to play that role. I don't know. He's going to play somewhere for me. I haven't decided where yet. He's going to play somewhere. Cam Curl is a very good run support safety as well. Plays very well in the box. He's not the craziest athlete, so maybe he'll be like a box linebacker, and we'll have Quan Martin play over the top, or in the true strong safety role. We'll see. Other than that, that's basically it. So, no Season 0 in this video, obviously, as we're able to now start at the wild card. So, I will see you guys just at the offseason. Alright, so Mock Draft 1 is now available. Let's take a quick look at this. So, they have Marvin Harrison. So, the thing that does suck about this is they have these two picks swapped for whatever reason. I don't know why. But either way, they have Marvin Harrison Jr. going 1, Joel 2, Jazon Newton 3, Caleb Williams 4, Fuaga 5. Wow, that's high. Turner 6, Liatu 7, Bowers 8, Drake May 9, Verse 10, Daniels 11, Penix 12, Dejane 13, Fashanyu's falling, Latham's falling, Neighbors. I don't know why. In the draft rebuild that I did, or in the draft class overview I did, Malik Neighbors fell to 20 as well, so I might have to fix that so that he doesn't do that. I don't know why he always falls, but either way. He's a top 5 player in the class in terms of overall, so I don't think he falls. But he also caused like the rest of the receivers to fall, which could be a realistic thing. It's happened before. Either way, let's go to negotiations here. Kendall Fuller is a free agent. I would like to bring him back. We do have a lot of cap room. If I could bring him back for 2 years, keep him for next year, trade him the year after, I'd be down for that, and he is back. Cam Curl, I will literally give you whatever you want. You want this for 5? Great, 5-year deal. Cam Curl is back for the rest of the rebuild. Jamin Davis will pick up his 5th-year option. Antonio Gibson's a solid backup running back. I don't know if I want to bring him back. Curtis Samuel wants a lot of money. I could bring him back for 1 year, but I just might draft a receiver. Cody Barton, how much money does he want? Not a lot. I wouldn't really want to do this for 3 years. I would do this for like 2. Okay, Cody Barton's gone. I'm fine with that. Terrell Burgess can walk. Jeremy Reeves can walk. You can walk. Lee Hudson. All you guys can walk. Although, one player... Wow, there's a lot of people here. Joey Sly. I could probably get a better kicker. Do I bring back Jacoby Brissett? Does he have the mentor tag? If he does, I'll bring him back. No, he's a trade target. Alright. So then, other than that, I will maybe bring back Curtis Samuel on a 1-year deal. He doesn't want to be back. And then Antonio Gibson, I'll offer you a deal. If you want to just be the backup running back. Nope. Alright. So we'll just have a lot of money going into free agency. And to be honest, I don't know if I plan to spend a lot of it. But I'll see you guys when I offer some people in free agency. Alright. So, I only offered on a couple of players, very short-term deals. So, I offered Bryce Huff a contract. I might offer him more money. It was a 1-year, like, $12 million deal for him to come prove that he could be an edge rusher for a team. Looks like he's going to go to the Texans, though. I offered Mike Gesicki to be the tight end for the next 2 years. I offered Jonathan Grenard to come in. I offered Willie Gay and AJ Epineza. I'm actually going to up the offer on Bryce Huff because I do kind of want him a lot. So, I have my 1-year deal with this. I'm going to up this a little bit to like 15 and see if he'll take it. Because again, we have a lot of money, but I'd like to probably spend that next year. Alright, so we're now in contention for Bryce Huff, and let's see if we can get him. Alright, so everybody signed somewhere. We get Bryce Huff, Mike Gesicki, Willie Gay, and AJ Epineza, which is fine, because Jonathan Grenard, that means he moved on to a different team. That's fine. This is all I need. I only needed 4 of these players, and I got the 4 that I probably wanted the most. So that's good. So that's basically all I'm going to do in free agency. I might look to sign like a backup quarterback who's a mentor, and then probably be done, and I'll see you guys at the draft. Alright, so let's take a look at the final mock draft before we start the actual draft. It's mock draft 3, right? Yeah. Okay, so a lot of things changed. So Marvin Harrison Jr. stays at 1, but Caleb Williams is actually going to go to the Cardinals at 2. It seems like they're done with Kyler Murray, which leaves us in a perfect position to get the player that I wanted anyways with Drake Maye. I might trade up to 3 if I have to, because I just don't like the fact that the Patriots might be able to take him from me. Matter of fact, I might just trade up to 2. We'll see. Everything else pretty much stayed the same, I think, except Dejean and Neighbors. So Neighbors actually jumps all the way back up to 10. Which is good, because that could be an actual landing spot in real life. Actually, not really, if they go Marvin Harrison Jr. So he might fall. Jared Verse jumps up. Jaden Daniels at 12. Trezon Newton. Maybe Byron Murphy falls. Penix Jr. falls to 20. McKinstry's up to 21. There's also a very real chance I trade back up in the first round and try and get some players like Sua Matea, Keon Coleman. I don't know. We'll see. But let's take a look at the team and just see what actual needs that we have going into the draft. So obviously we need quarterback. I could trade Sam Howell for some picks. Let's see what the actual team looks like now. So yeah, Gesicki's going to be starting. Logan Thomas regressed a lot. Stromberg is going to probably start at guard for us. I would like to move these two. Probably get some more picks. Defensively, we still probably need edge because, again, these guys are on very short-term deals. They're not the future at edge rusher for us. They're just here for this year. We could probably use another linebacker. Could definitely use another linebacker. Could use a cornerback because Kendall Fuller's not going to be here forever. Safety's fine. So, yeah, it's edge, linebacker, or edge, off-ball linebacker, corner, quarterback, receiver, O-line. So we still have a lot of needs, but I'll see you guys at the draft. I'm probably going to make a lot of moves to get some more picks, so maybe I'll do that first, actually. Yeah, I'll see you guys when I make some trades. Alright, so the first trade I'm making is basically just to get us our pick in real life. I could have just gone out of my way and done the whole switch to the Cardinals, just trade down, manually, so I didn't have to give up actual value, because we should have pick 2 in real life. So it sucks that Madden got that wrong. But either way, I was going to trade Sam Howell anyways. Benjamin St. Juice, he has 1 year left on his deal, and to be honest, I don't know if I would re-sign him. Again, just trading up from 4 to 2, and I had to trade a 3rd and a 4th next year, which is fine, because I don't know if I'm going to really want those picks, and then a 4th this year, which I did kind of want to keep, but had to do it to make it work. So now we have pick 2 in the draft, and I'm going to keep trying to get some of these contracts off the book, so I'm not done yet. Alright, so now we're trading Charles Leno, Andrew Wiley, Logan Thomas, and our 3rd round pick this year for 2/3 from the Cardinals. This is like the actual first trade with the Cardinals, so pretend the first one didn't actually happen, but kind of have to because I gave up a lot. But either way, I'm just getting an extra pick. I would rather have more picks in this draft than higher picks, so that's kind of the logic with this one. Alright, and the last trade I'm making is I'm trading De'Ami Brown, Fedarian Mathis, and Nick Gates for a 4th round pick from the Broncos. De'Ami Brown just needs a new change of scenery, and with Jerry Jeudy in real life possibly being on his way out, they might look for a replacement. So I'll see you guys at the draft. Alright, so we're here at the draft, and let's hope that Drake Maye doesn't get poached from us. Number 1 overall is Marvin Harrison Jr. And in real life, listen, it's not set that Caleb Williams will be the first QB off the board, but I've already done a rebuild with Caleb Williams, I've already done it with Jaden Daniels, so the only quarterback left is Drake Maye. Welcome to the team, Drake. Great arm, solid athlete, he's definitely not black, but Madden always messes up the face scans anyways, so that's annoying. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to sim probably to pick like 25 and see what the edge rushers are looking like, because I do kind of want to draft one still. So if Chop Robinson is still there, I would like to draft him. Oh, Fashawn goes 3. Don't go Caleb Williams at 4. That'd be so weird. Yes, they go Drazon Newton. So team still doesn't trade up for Caleb Williams. I do kind of see where he wants to go. Pick 5 is Talise Fuaga. He could go at 6 here. Dallas Turner goes Giants. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh. The Jets? Oh, you know what? It's probably going to be the Falcons, because that's what would have happened with Drake Maye. It's going to be the Falcons. Yep. All right. So I'm going to send probably to like pick 20, and I'll see you guys there. All right, so I'm here at pick 25, and Chop Robinson's still on the board. So I think I'm going to try and move up here with the Rams, and I'll let you guys know if I make a trade. Okay, so realistically, I actually thought about it, and I'd rather actually just wait and maybe get Braylon Trice in the 2nd round. The reason is I can't give up any more picks. I need to keep my draft capital so that I can get all the positions that I just like trade away back. So we're going to send to the 2nd round. Hopefully he's still there. He probably won't be, but let's take a look. Jatavion Sanders just went. I saw Kingsley Suamataia just went, somebody that I did want. I don't know who this is. Brian Thomas is still here. That could be the pick. We do need a 3rd receiver. Who's here for tackles? Patrick Paul is here. I think we're good at interior. Tyler Guyton's still here. And then for centers, JPJ and Bo Limmer. Defensive ends, it's Adisa Isaac, Brandon Dorless. So I think Braylon Trice did go. And Chop Robinson's gone. Jonah Ellis is still there. Could be somebody. For corners, it still looks good. Kamari Lassiter, Kalen King. And then, yeah. But I think I am going to go best player on the board here. And I think I'm just going to take Brian Thomas. For him to slip to the 2nd round is just insane. So, welcome to the team, Brian Thomas Jr. So, Kalen King did just go to the Falcons. Kind of unfortunate, but I wasn't going to draft corner as high anyways. So, I probably could have waited on a receiver as well, but the talent was just immense. I'm going to take Patrick Paul here to be our left tackle of the future, hopefully. Hidden Dev, 93 strength. Let's go. Great pick. Alright, so we're here in the 3rd round, and let's take a look. I probably want to go for a corner here, maybe. I wonder if, like, Xavier Thomas is still on the board. He is. Maybe I go Xavier Thomas here. Because he could be the edge that I'm looking for. I could go with a corner. Denzel Burke is still here. Dwight McLaughlin's still here. I would probably go with Dwight McLaughlin, but I'm not sure about that. I definitely need a linebacker, too. I didn't think about that. Jeremiah Trotter's still there. Maybe we go Jeremiah Trotter here with this pick. I could definitely wait on edge. I don't think there's any tackles. Like, Zion Nelson's fine. Blake Fisher's fine. The 2 interiors that I would have wanted are gone. Mahogany's decent. Karan, I I don't know how to say his last name. Karan Amagedeji. He's still on the board. Some decent tight ends, actually. For running backs, Braylon Allen's still there. We obviously already have our quarterback. I think in terms of value, I am to take Xavier Thomas here in the 3rd round. I like him a lot. We're just going to have to see if he can develop. He's 24 years old already, so he's kind of up there in age, but hey, normal dev, pretty decent. And I'm going to go to the next pick. Alright, so at pick 6 in the 3rd round, there's still a lot of receivers on the board. I really could have waited. Xavier Legette slips, like I would have just taken him. But hey, Brian Thomas is a great pickup as well. What are cornerbacks looking like still? It would still be like Dwight McLaughlin, Josh Newton, Denzel Burke. I do need an actual linebacker. Is Jeremiah Trotter still here? He went. Danny Stutzman? I don't know if he's actually coming out. I might have to take him out of this class. I feel like he returned to school. I could go with Smith. I don't know how to say his name. Smile Munden Jr. out of Georgia. I do kind of want to take Danny Stutzman though, because he's just great and we all love him. What else is even on the board? Like, I'm not going to take Zion Nelson here. That would be a later pick if I could get in the 4th round. Sure, let's go with Smile Munden Jr. here. I think that's how you say his name, but he could be a middle linebacker for us. Normal dev, great athlete though. Take it. Alright, so with this pick, he's the top right tackle on the board. I am going to take Zion Nelson here, and maybe we can develop him into something, but he'll probably start for us year 1, and we'll go from there. That's probably going to be my last pick of the draft, so I'll see you guys at the end. Alright, so draft recap here. We had a really good draft. I'm actually really happy about this. So we got Drake Maye, tied for, like, I think the 3rd highest overall player in the class. Because I think it's, Marvin Harrison Jr., then Brock Bowers, and then him and Caleb Williams are tied. Drake Maye and Caleb Williams. We got him a weapon with Brian Thomas Jr. He'll probably be in the slot this year. Maybe. Yeah, maybe he'll be in the slot this year. Patrick Paul is going to be the left tackle of the future for us. Xavier Thomas will probably come off the edge next to Bryce Huff. Smale Munden Jr. will probably be our interior linebacker. Zion Nelson will probably start at right tackle. We got Marshawn Lloyd. And then these 2 players here. So, pretty good draft overall. I'm really happy with it. I don't know what I want to do this year. I don't know if I want to be good or just bad again and try and get a top pick. But hey, we'll see. I'm going to do training camp and then we'll go over the team. So I'll see you guys then. Alright, so I was doing wide receiver battle with rookie Brian Thomas Jr. and he got up to superstar development. So that's basically our wide receiver core for the rebuild. He'll be the wide receiver 2. Perfect complementary piece next to Terry McLaurin, and then we'll just let Jahan Dotson rock as the 3rd wide receiver, but that's great. Alright, so this will be the setup for season 1 of the rebuild. Drake Maye is obviously our quarterback. Brian Robinson will be our running back. Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson are the top 2 receivers. Brian Thomas will be in the slot as well as the 3rd receiver. Offensive line, we have Patrick Paul at left tackle. Cosme's moving back to right tackle. We'll have Ricky Stromberg and Zion Nelson as our guards, and then Braden Daniels as our center. Mike Gesicki at tight end. Defensively, Xavier Thomas actually went up to a 76 at right end, and that's where he's going to have to play anyways. And then we did training camp with him. He got up to a 77, so it's a great start. Bryce Huff as our left end. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne as the interior guys. Kendall Fuller and Emmanuel Forbes will be the 2 starting corners. Kyle Blue Kelly will play a little bit. Quan Martin will be in the slot. Cam Curl will be over the top. These are the linebackers. Willie Gay, right outside linebacker. Munden Jr., middle linebacker. Jamin Davis, left outside. And then Derek Forrest at free safety. For specialists, like I said, Quan Martin in the slot. Brian Thomas in the slot. Brian Robinson is both 3rd down running back and power back. Xavier Thomas and Bryce Huff are the rush ends. And rush defensive tackles will be Allen and Payne, who actually went up to superstar, I think. We didn't talk about that. I think he was star at the beginning of this, so that's good. And then Jamin Davis is the sub linebacker. I will see you guys at the midseason mark. I'm going to import the draft class for this year and all of that stuff. But yeah, let's start off the rebuild on a good mark. Alright, so starting the year off, we're 2-5. This is kind of fine because I'm okay with being bad. I don't want to be in between. I want to be good or I want to be bad to start. But we're playing the 6-0 Atlanta Falcons this week. That's crazy. We did just get a weekly award. Possibly Drake Maye? No, Daron Payne with 3 sacks. Good for him. We'll also check this breakout scenario really quick just to activate it, and then I'll let you guys know if we get it next week. Willie Gay. Nice. Good for him. So he could get up to star development. That would be pretty huge, actually, going forward. Alright, but let's check out the stats. So Jaden Daniels is leading the league in passing. What team is he even on? I don't even remember. But Drake Maye's 5th in passing. Not great that he has 10 interceptions already, but 5th in passing yards, 9 touchdowns, 10 picks. Not a great start. Brian Robinson isn't great at running back. Receiving, Mike Gesicki's leading the team. I guess we are in Kansas City playbook, so that makes sense. Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin, Brian Robinson. Brian Thomas. Brian Robinson has 24 catches as well, though. Offensive line is playing pretty well, actually. It's not bad. Jamin Davis leading with 62 tackles. Tackles for loss is Xavier Thomas with 9. Sacks, Daron Payne with 4.5. 3 of them came in the last game. Xavier Thomas has 2. John Allen only has 1.5. Willie Gay with 3 interceptions, 2 for Jamin Davis, 1 for Cam Curl. Offensively, we're 12th, and defensively, we are 11th. So, middle of the pack in terms of like yards given up. We're 24th in points scored, and 26th in allowed points. So we're not allowing a lot of yards, but we are allowing a lot of points. So that's not great. But let's just sim to the end of the year. It's fine to have a down year in this first year. We definitely want a better pick anyways. Alright, so we once again end the year 5-12. I'm fine with that, like I said. Drake Maye actually got up to 2nd in passing. That's good to see. 26 passing touchdowns, 28 interceptions. We drafted Jameis Winston, boys. Woo! So happy. Brian Robinson was not good at all. Mike Gesicki went over 1,000 yards. Jahan Dotson over 1,000 yards. Terry McLaurin over 1,000 yards. 807 for Brian Thomas. Pretty solid all around. Blocking, Patrick Paul let up 14 sacks. Braden Daniels let up 10. Cosme only 4 for Ricky Stromberg. That will get better as we go on, though. Defensively, tackles for loss 20 for John Allen. Sacks, 6.5 for Daron Payne, 6 for Huff, 5 for Xavier Thomas. We'll look to improve edge, so this is fine. Willie Gay with 4 picks, though, 10 TFLs, 112 tackles. Pretty solid. 128. Nice. And a pick for Cam Curl. No Drake Maye probably on all rookie lists. Offensive Player of the Year, nobody. Defensive Player of the Year, nobody. Offensive Rookie, he was up there. Is Brian Thomas at 4, Drake Maye at 8, yeah. Oh well. Sucks. Wow, Joe Milton for the Buccaneers, though. He is starting. Good for him. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Xavier Thomas at 3. Oh, I needed him to win it. He had a solid season, though. Drake Maye somehow made it to top 10. No, he didn't. Running backs, absolutely not. Receivers, maybe a couple, actually. Terry McLaurin at 8. Offensive line, Zion Nelson at 6. That's cool to see, actually. Best defensive lineman, none. Best linebacker, Willie Gay at 9. Best DB, none. So, we'll go to the offseason. We're going to try and be better in year 2. Definitely need to improve, probably change the playbook, because air raid is not it. It's definitely not it. So, we'll go to the offseason, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, so we're here in the offseason. Let's take a look at what the team looks like and see if we got any dev trade upgrades. That would be pretty huge if we did. Mike Gesicki went up to Superstar. Patrick Paul is Star. Brian Thomas we already knew was Superstar from training camp. Drake Maye is Superstar. Pretty solid defensively. Star dev for Xavier Thomas. That's huge. Willie Gay went up to Star. Anything else? Bryce Huff was already Star. I know that. Okay. This is good. Xavier Thomas can now be a building block edge rusher for us. He's 25 years old already, which isn't great. But he could probably be our second edge rusher for the rest of the rebuild. maybe. But yeah, let's go to re-sign players, and I'll see you guys there. Alright, so we need to bring back Sam Cosmi. He's coming back. Jahan Dotson, I'll pick up his 5th-year option right now. Bryce Huff, we'll let walk. Derek Forrest, I'd like to bring back. AJ Epineza can walk. Kaimi Fairbairn, I'd like to bring back. And then we'll get a new punter. So let's start with Sam Cosmi. You still have a lot of money, which is great. And he doesn't even want that much. Like 22 mil. He's only 26 years old. I don't want to give him that much. Let's give him a 5-year deal. He does not want to be here. How much is a franchise tag? 25. We'll wait. We'll wait. Derek Forrest, I'd like to bring back as our future safety for the rest of the rebuild. I'll view this for 4 years. Great, he's back. I think other than that, that was it. And then Kaimi Fairbairn I wanted back. Can honestly afford this. Kaimi Fairbairn's one of the better kickers in the NFL. Great, he's back. And then Sam Cosmi, we will just franchise tag. But I do want to bring him back. And then in terms of the mock drafts, we have, I think, pick 7. Harold Perkins is going to go 1. Sucks. I'm tired of losing out on him. I'm getting him in one of these rebuilds, I promise you. I want a cornerback or an edge rusher. I got Will Johnson the last one, so hooray, hooray. I might get Travis Hunter in this rebuild. But I would want Micah Williams, preferably Ruben Bain. I got Walter Nolan in the last one, so I'm not going to draft him again. But another thing I also thought about is, like, where is he? Colson Loveland from Michigan. Caleb Downs is safety, but I don't really need a safety. I don't know. I'm probably going to need to trade up to get the players that I want, but we'll be patient for now. We'll check that, like, the last mock draft. So let's just go to free agency. I'll look around and I'll let you guys know who I go after. Alright, so we're going after a lot of big names here. Wyatt Teller for 2 years to be our right guard. This would allow Stromberg to move into center, and then Zion Nelson could actually stay at right guard, as he was in the top 10 for offensive linemen last year, so maybe he could develop as our guard of the future. We'll give him probably another year to do so. JOK, I don't like throwing so much money at him. It sucks because, like I talked about in my draft class video, they just need to change how they classify these players, because interior linebackers should not be asking to be paid like edge rushers, because they're listed at outside linebacker, which also can double as edge rusher. So that sucks. I'm going after Rasul Douglas for a year. He could be an upgraded corner. Khalil Mack to play opposite of Xavier Thomas for a year would be amazing. And then Ryan Stonehouse to be the punter for the rest of the video. Let's see what we get. Come on, let's get some big names here. So Khalil Mack is still waiting, but we're ahead on him. We get Wyatt Teller and Rasul Douglas. I'm fine with missing out on JOK. I've gotten him once now, I think. But he's just so expensive that he could really mess me up in terms of cap. And on top of that, there's other options that I have. I could go out and sign CJ Mosley for a year, Marquise Bell. But I think what I want to do... Oh, he's gone. I was going to sign Reed Blankenship, who got superstar development. That's fine. I do kind of want to sign a safety, because this could allow Cam Curl to move to... linebacker, which might be a decent role for him. So I'm going to sign Julian Love. A 2-year deal. You're asking for a lot of money, dude. I mean, I can do this, but that's a lot for Julian Love. Good player, but I don't know about that. Alright, so we're tied on Julian Love. So Tim and Khalil Mack that we're waiting on. And let's see if we get either of them. Julian Love is still waiting. Khalil Mack does sign. I'm not going to throw any more money at him. Just take a deal, dude. And he doesn't go with us, so that's fine. Linebacker can wait another year. That's alright. Alright, so we're at the draft week. Let's take a look. I hope that he fell a little bit, so I'm not forced to trade up to 1. He did. He fell to 3. That's definitely better. So Luther Burden will probably go 1. Travis Hunter will go 2, and then I need to trade up with the Bucks at 3. We're projected to get whoever this is. Who would still be available for us at this pick? Anthony Hill. I think he's decent. I know Abdul Carter would be there. Singleton. Oh yeah, the Dolphins lost Tua, so they're probably going to go Riley Leonard. I would want Colston Loveland if I could trade up for him, but I'm not going to stress about it. Alright, so let's go to the draft, and we're going to sim picks 1 and 2, and if Harold Perkins is still there, then I'm going to trade up. Alright, so here at the draft, please no Harold Perkins. Luther Burden goes 1. Alright, take Travis Hunter at 2. Travis Hunter goes 2. Alright, so I'm going to try and make a move up to 3, and I'll see you guys if I'm successful. Alright, so very interesting trade I'm making. So we're moving Mike Gesicki, our first round pick this year, trading up to 3. A third round pick next year. A second this year we're moving up as well by 4 picks. And then a 5th round pick as well. And we're moving Mike Gesicki for Rashad White, basically. We just need another running back. I don't trust Brian Robinson. But this allows me to, 1, get Harold Perkins, and 2, I'm in a little bit better of a position to try and trade up for Colston Loveland later on, who I did want. So, Harold Perkins, he's been so elusive and so hard to get for the past, I don't even know how many rebuilds, 3 rebuilds that I've done. I've tried to get him in each one of them, and I just haven't been able to do it. Finally. Welcome to the team, Harold Perkins Jr. Makes me so happy to see. He can do it all. And he's probably going to play like the Isaiah Simmons role. If you guys remember from the Giants rebuild, he's probably going to play that same role as Isaiah Simmons did. So, I'm not going to go to the second round. I am going to try and make a move up and get Colston Loveland so that he could be our tight end of the future. But I'll see you guys if I do that. So I accidentally clicked off too fast, but I moved up to pick 25 using Brian Robinson Jr. in the second round pick that we just acquired. So we're going to sim there, and hopefully Loveland is still there. I'm going to be kind of mad if he actually went. I forgot what pick he was supposed to go at, so worst case, I'm going to take like Nick Singleton, but is he still here? Oh, both him and Mason Taylor are still here. But let's take Colston Loveland, and he should be the tight end of the future for us. Nice. So that's going to be my only 2 picks of this draft, and I'll see you guys at the end. Alright, so just for the sake of seeing the overalls, Harold Perkins is 78. Probably should be higher than this, to be honest. He's one of the best linebackers I've ever seen. Colston Loveland's is 75. Great. We love this. Great to see. Alright, so going over the team, Drake Maye is going to be our quarterback, obviously. Rashad White's going to be a running back. It was a good trade for us because he's, once again, on the last year of his contract, so he's not even really, like, hurting us financially either. Terry McLaurin and Brian Thomas are our 2 receivers, with Jahan Dotson being in the slot. Patrick Paul at left tackle, Wyatt Teller, Ricky Stromberg, Zion Nelson, and Sam Cosme. Colston Loveland will start at tight end for us. Defensively, we finally got our hands on Harold Perkins, so he'll start at linebacker. Jamin Davis and Willie Gay next to him. Why do they just kind of look like they're related? Alright. Khalil Mack's going to be the edge rusher next to Xavier Thomas. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne at the inside. Kendall Fuller and Rasul Douglas at corner with Emmanuel Forbes. Derek Forrest, Cam Curl, Quan Martin as the safeties. Specialist, Emmanuel Forbes will be in the slot this year. Khalil Mack and Xavier Thomas are the rush defensive ends with Harold Perkins behind them. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, rushy tackles. Harold Perkins sub linebacker, Jamin Davis. John Dotson in the slot. Rashad White gets both sub packages for running backs. So yeah, that's going to be the team. I'm going to see you guys in the midseason mark. And yeah, we have to be good this year. Let's do it. Alright, so at the midseason mark, we're 5-2, first in the division. This looks great. Very happy with that. Taking a look at the stats for the team. Let's see Drake Maye. 5th in passing yards. I think it was 13th in touchdowns. Still 9 interceptions, which is really high. I don't know why he's throwing so many picks. Rushing, Rashad White is doing what he can, I guess. I don't know. Receiving, Colston Loveland's having a great year. Terry McLaurin's having a solid year. Brian Thomas is pretty decent. Jahan Dotson's alright. For offensive line, looks pretty solid. Defensively, Harold Perkins is leading the team in tackles with 42. A tackle for loss and a pick for him as well. 9 TFLs for Khalil Mack and 3 sacks. 5.5 sacks for Jonathan Allen leads the team with Xavier Thomas behind him with 4 and Khalil Mack with 3. Same with Deron Payne. Interceptions, 3 for Kendall Fuller, 2 for Derek Forrest, 1 for Jamin Davis, 1 for Harold Perkins, 1 for Emmanuel Forbes. Offensively, we're 11th in yards. And defensively, we are 10th in yards. In terms of scoring, our offense is 16th. and in terms of defense points allowed, we are 7th. So we're a solid team right now. I don't know what really needs to change. I guess we could change like the offensive playbook, so that Drake Maye's probably putting up somewhat better stats, but I don't know. I think I'm okay with where we're at. Alright, so before we actually go to the playoffs, I'm gonna re-sign some players. Let's just make sure that we can get people back. Terry McLaurin's a free agent, John Allen's a free agent, Rasul Douglas is a free agent, Sam Cosmi's a free agent, Rashad White, Jamin Davis, Kendall Fuller. I don't know who this is, but he has star development. Jalen Graham, Khalil Mack. It's a lot of people. Now, the good news is we're still not paying for a quarterback, obviously, so we should still have a lot of money. Yeah, $100 million. The problem is we're going to have to look to start replacing people like Jonathan Allen very soon. I definitely want to bring back Terry McLaurin. He doesn't want to be back because he doesn't like the scheme fit. Although his highest offer is definitely what he wants. So I'll give you 4 years. Something like this. Okay. So it looks like he's on the path to coming back. Jonathan Allen, he wants to be back. I'll just offer you this for 1 year. But we'll probably look to draft a replacement pretty soon. Rasul Douglas, same deal. You can just get another 1 year deal. Oh, I guess he's not coming back. Sam Cosmi, I need back. I thought I already brought him back. Oh, I guess I franchise tagged him last offseason, but he's back. Rashad White, you can wait. Jamin Davis is a fine contract. Sounds good. Kendall Fuller. The team's good, so I am going to re-sign him for 1 more year. I did say there's a chance I trade him at midseason if we weren't doing well, but he's solid. And I'll bring back this Jalen Graham guy, just as a depth piece. If he wants, like, 5 years, great. See if he can develop into something. Khalil Mack, we'll wait on him. That's a lot of money. I'm not sure if I want to commit that to him just yet. But let's just make sure that we can get these two back. Mainly Terry McLaurin. If not, I'd like to get Rasul Douglas back, but we'll see about that. So I'll see you guys at the playoffs. Alright, so in week 9, I did re-sign Rasul Douglas. I gave him like an extra like $400K to his contract, and he took that. Sure, that's fine, Rasul. Terry McLaurin we're still waiting on. He's being a little bit difficult. He doesn't really want to be here, but he values money, which I can give him. So, we'll see. Worst case, I end up franchise tagging him. I would rather not do that and just be able to sign him long term. But I'm going to keep trying to re-sign him, but I'll let you guys know if anything works. Alright, so in week 10, before I go to re-signing, Drake Maye actually has a breakout scenario, so I'm going to activate this and then sim to next week, and we'll see how that goes. I usually don't sim game by game, but when I see a breakout scenario, that's different. But yeah, I'm still just trying to re-sign Terry McLaurin before the offseason, so I don't have to franchise tag him, but I'll let you guys know if that contract goes through. Alright, we finally got Terry McLaurin back in a 4-year deal, to where I think it peaks at like 26 per year. It's a lot, but he's worth it, so welcome back, Terry. Alright, with that being said, I am just going to see you guys at the playoffs. We'll work on Khalil Mack maybe in the offseason. We'll see how he regresses first, and then we'll talk about it, so see you guys there. Alright, so I'm stupid. I literally just simmed past the breakout scenario for Drake Maye, so he probably didn't get it, because I think I would have had to actually activate it again. But taking a look at the record, we went 10 and 5. We went 12 and 5. I can read. I'm sorry. We went 12 and 5. Somehow that only gets us a wild card spot. I'm kind of curious as to what the other records were. Were we the 2 seed? We were. So San Francisco's the 1 seed. Still a very solid year. Looks like Drake Maye had a very, very good year. Let's see what the interceptions look like first. But 4,500 yards, 38 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. So much better than his rookie year. Drake Maye is an elite quarterback. Probably the best quarterback we've had in these rebuilds. At least as a pure passer. I think Jaden Daniels definitely put up some great stats in the Giants rebuild. But rushing, Rashad White, under 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns, 3.7 per carry. Who was... Sure, he existed. Colson Loveland, though. Look at that year. 1,100 yards, 13 touchdowns as a rookie. Again, Chiefs playbook is crazy for tight ends, but hey, it looks great. Brian Thomas, 1,000 yards, 3 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin had a career year, 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. 909 for Jahan Dotson. That's also great. Very happy about that. In terms of offensive line, Patrick Paul still allowed 12 sacks. He might end up switching to right tackle for the future if we end up drafting another left tackle. Cosme's been great, but he could move inside the guard again and just be an elite guard for us. But Zion Nelson's still been amazing for us, so I might keep him. Who knows? Defensively, Harold Perkins led the team with 112 tackles, 4 TFLs, half a sack, and a pick. In terms of tackles for loss, Khalil Mack had a great year. 19 TFLs, 13 sacks, 11 and 14 for Jonathan Allen. Xavier Thomas, 13 and a half sacks for him. I still have to change his college. I have to remember to do that. He went to Clemson, not Ohio State. I don't know why I did that. Even Daron Payne had a solid year, though. 11 TFLs, 5 sacks. Very good. In terms of picks, Kendall Fuller with 4, 3 for Cam Curl, 3 for Derek Forrest, 2 for Emmanuel Forbes, 1 for Jamin Davis, 1 for Harold Perkins, and 1 for Willie Gay. So overall, the defense looked really good. In terms of yards, offensively, we were 4th. For defense and yards allowed, I think that means we were 1st. I could be wrong. Points scored, we were top 5 at 5th. And points allowed, we were 4th. So we were all around just an elite team. Let's take a look at the yearly awards, though. MVP goes to Dak Prescott. Drake Maye is up there at number 8. NFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to CeeDee Lamb. Colston Loveland is up there at 10. I don't see tight ends up there a lot, so it's really cool to see for him. Defensive Player of the Year, Khalil Mack at number 4, as well as Jonathan Allen at number 9. Offensive Rookie of the Year does go to Colston Loveland. Good for him. And Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Harold Perkins. So we got both Rookie of the Years. That's amazing. Great to see. Best QB, Drake Maye at number 4. Best running back, Rachaad White does crack the top 10 at number 9. Best wide receiver, Terry McLaurin at number 6. Good to see. Best O-line, Wyatt Teller is the only one? Yeah, Wyatt Teller's the only one up here. Best defensive line, ooh, we got 3. We got Khalil Mack at 4, Jonathan Allen at 6, Xavier Thomas at 7. Best linebacker, you don't get anybody. Best DB, we get Kendall Fuller and Derek Forrest at 9. Nice. So a lot of award contenders for us. That's great going into the playoffs. Let's see if we can win one. And what is this, year 2 of the rebuild? Like, we're speed running this. Let's go. Let me not jinx it. So we're taking on the Seattle Seahawks here in the wild card. Let's see how this goes. We absolutely destroy the Seahawks. We win 42-14. What a great game. I do kind of want to see the stats for this. See, oh, wait, where's the wild card? There you go. So as you guys can see, didn't force the win, just so people know that I'm not cheating, because I don't know why people think that's that serious. Drake Maye had a great game, 230 yards, 4 touchdowns in his first playoff game. Rachaad White was even pretty solid, averaging 4 per carry. Jahan Dotson was great, Loveland was great. Defensively, Harold Perkins had 8 tackles. No sacks for the boys, but a lot of TFLs from these two. 2 picks from Cam Curl and Kendall Fuller. Nice. I don't usually look at the stats, but like that was such a big blowout that I was just curious. Alright, in the divisional, we're taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let's see if we can win, make it to the conference championship. And we do pick up the win, 28-10 against the Buccaneers. And now we're taking on the Dallas Cowboys. I should be confident about this if this were real life, because the Cowboys are horrible in the playoffs. But in Madden, they are kind of a cheat code. I'm not going to jump in since this is only year 2. Let's see if we can just win this game and make it to the Super Bowl in year 2. In year number 2, we make the Super Bowl with the Washington Commanders. We are taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. He had a crazy year passing, by the way. 3,500 yards, 39 touchdowns, only 6 picks. That's wild. I do want to see what the score of the Cowboys game was. Oh, actually, we can see it right there. It just popped up. Oh, I can just hit X to do that? Oh, that's so crazy. Yo, I never knew that. We won 35-14. Let's go. We're blowing teams out of the water. This is great to see. Drake Maye had another good game. I don't know if he has a single postseason turnover. Rachaad White was not good, but he had 2 touchdowns. Jahan Dotson, Brian Thomas, Colston Loveland, Terry McLaurin. Everybody's going off. Let's go over and make sure. Let's look at the dev traits first, right? So Harold Perkins is Superstar X Factor. I think he naturally is. I could be wrong. Yeah, he just got Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's naturally Superstar X Factor. Where is... Oh, he has 81 finesse moves. See, I'll know what's about to happen next year, right? We just let Khalil Mack walk, and then Harold Perkins just takes over as the left end. I'm so here for this. Colston Loveland, believe goes up to superstar. I think he's star in this class. Could be wrong. And no, maybe he's just superstar. He's a great tight end prospect. I like him a lot at Michigan. He had a really good year, helped J.J. McCarthy out a lot. He's up to an 82 overall? 83? Yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in the Super Bowl. Actually, no, let's look at the whole team. I don't know why I'm rushing this. By the way, Baltimore went 16-1. That's kind of crazy. Baltimore went 16-1. Drake Maye up to superstar X Factor. Loveland's up to superstar. Zion Nelson deserves to be star at least at this point. Anything else? Rashad White was already star. You were already X Factor. Thomas is already superstar. I think that's it for the offense. And then defensively, you probably deserve superstar. Kendall Fuller got superstar. Derek Forrest got star. I feel like Xavier Thomas deserves superstar after that year. It was kind of a crazy year out of him. But either way, the team's playing really well right now. I'm going to hop into the Super Bowl. Let's actually get Harold Perkins as X Factor activated. Why is it not activating? Do I have to choose it? No, he already has one. We'll go run stuffer, since he's basically playing linebacker for us right now. Go Mr. Big Stop, sure. Does it have his abilities yet? Okay, there we go. Let me just make sure I didn't reset my entire lineup, because that would be extremely aggravating. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the Super Bowl. Alright, so we're here in the Super Bowl. Let's sim a little bit, and then we'll jump in probably a little bit later. Ravens start with the ball. They immediately score 6. We also respond with 3. Going to the second quarter, Ravens have the ball. They score another 7. Alright, this is getting out of hand. I gotta jump in. Gotta help out the boys. Whoa, we lost the ball again? Alright. Let's start first down. Let's get a nice little screen out here to Rashad White. Again, I've explained this in past rebuilds. The numbers are going to be messed up. It's Madden's fault, not me, not Bengal. It's literally just Madden at this point. This bug has been in the game since launch, I think, and they just haven't fixed it yet. But we can hope, we can pray that they'll finally fix something. Colson Loveland has a really good matchup on the outside. I'm going to bait this by sending Rashad White on a drag. I'm just going to throw it to whichever one is open. Loveland's got to get open. Nice throw. Let's go, Drake Maye. That's how you can usually read man coverage, but just to be safe, that DB sometimes acts weird on the outside. So I usually like to test it by sending whoever's like the outside receiver on a drag. Straight zone coverage here. Run, Drake. Drake's got some wheels. Slide, Drake. Oh, he did not slide, but he held on to the ball. Alright, 1st and 10 here. This is a weird playbook. I don't use Chiefs playbook for anything. This is such a weird playbook. Rashad White wide open. What a dime! Touchdown! Drake made a Rashad White out the backfield. Let's go. We'll skip this moment here. A little bit second half. Sure. I'll start off the third quarter as well. Why not? Let's get these guys back in the game. Jahan Dotson can get open, but Terry McLaurin can get wide open. Worst case, I'm going to Loveland here. Yeah, I'm just gonna go Loveland. Just throw it quick. 3rd and 2. Drake Maye's having a very efficient game, but not a very explosive game. Let's go play action here on 3rd and 2. This looks like it could be a blitz. I'm gonna go double outs here and look for Brian Thomas. Ooh, not open. Drake Maye, get it yourself. Go, Drake! Let's go, Drake. Another big scramble from Drake Maye, who is not a black man. Madden, please fix this face bug. I'm begging y'all, please. Alright, let's get a little handoff here to Rashad White. He hasn't gotten much action this game. Well, he got the touchdown, but not running the ball. Oh, good move, Rashad. Oh, another spin. And then he gets decked. Let's go. Alright, Rashad. Let's go slot drive. Let's get our big tight end Colson Loveland involved here. I don't like this read, though. I don't like that over the middle. Jahan Dotson might be good underneath. Yeah, I'm going to go to Jahan. Jahan, let's go. Gets about 8 yards. This Ravens defense is no joke, yo. Like, you can't make mistakes against them. Brian Thomas on that out could be... no, Marlon Humphrey's playing that too well. I'm going to throw this to Rashad White quickly. Let's go get the first. And more. Let's go Rashad White. He's making plays this game. I love it. 5 catches for 41 for him in the Super Bowl. Love to see it. Alright, Colson Loveland could be the read here. I don't know if I like... Yeah, Rashad White's not open. Whoever this backup tight end's getting the ball. Go Turner. I don't know you. First and goal. By the way, this is on all Madden Sim. Just letting you guys know. That's what I usually just have it on default. Alright, Rashad White here. Let's get him a carry. In the red zone, Rashad White. Can't get it. Alright. Maybe a quick pass here. I don't usually like running spacing. They're playing this very well. I'm going to send McLaurin on a slant because I don't like this. Oh no, it's going to be a sack. Go Drake, throw it away, throw it away. I was trying to evade him. I was just like, wait, I might be faster than him. And then the other guy came off the block and it was just bad. Okay. An RPO on the spot isn't the worst. Are they looking at it? They are. Kind of are. I'm gonna run inside zone. There's like nobody playing up front. This should be a free touchdown. Let's go, Rashad. 2 touchdowns for Rashad White in this game. Very good for him. Let's go to the next quarter. Defense, just hold up, please. Nice. Defense got to stop. Punt it back to them. Alright. Defense do stop them from getting 6, which is important. We have 2 turnovers in this game. I usually don't like this play too much. It's very questionable. Let's throw him underneath. Let's go Loveland. How do we have 2 turnovers but Drake knows no picks? Interesting. Okay, I like the scissors play. Rashad White should get open on this. I'm going to try and wait. Hopefully the offensive line gives me time. And they do give me enough time. Get it to Rashad White. Oh, I can't stay in bounds though. It's alright. I don't want to score too quickly. That's the thing. Alright. 3rd and 1. Wait, they called that incomplete? Okay. Rashad White get the first. Kind of get blocked by my own lineman, but it's alright. I don't know a lot of these plays because, like I said, I don't run Chiefs playbook like ever. But they just look weird. What are these route concepts? You know what's funny though? A lot of this makes me think of how Travis Kelce doesn't even run routes anymore. Like this man is just like, let me just run to an open part of the field and Mahomes just stare at me, please. Loveland underneath. Roquan Smith is a scary human being. Let's go 4 verts here. This could actually be decent. Loveland wide open. Nice catch, Colston. Let's go. Our big superstar tight end. It was worth moving up to draft him. Okay, this is going to be a quick pass to either McLaurin or Rashad White underneath. Looking at Rashad White first. He's covered. McLaurin, I couldn't get it to him. That's alright. 2nd and 10 here. I'm going to go with the scissors play again. It should have worked the last time. I don't know what the issue was. I thought he got 2 feet in, but didn't end up mattering. It's kind of covered on this. Drake Maye, outrun him? Nope. I'm going to call it first time out here. I don't like any of these plays. Yo, this playbook is kind of suspect. I'm not going to lie. What are these route concepts? They look so weird. We'll go play action slot cross. I usually like going over the middle here to Jahan Dotson. They're double covering Brian Thomas. And Roquan Smith comes in unblocked. What are we doing? And that could be the game right there. Roquan Smith came in literally unblocked. We had great protection the entire rest of the game, but as soon as it actually matters, then we have to throw it away there. Rashad White does catch it, but it's not enough. And that's going to be the game. Oh, man. Unfortunate. Ravens do end up winning 23-17, but you know what? It's okay. It's only year 2. We know we're a competitive team now. We know we have what it takes to actually make it. I am curious where these 2 turnovers came from. Because it said we turned the ball over twice, but I don't know how. Either way, Colston Loveland had a great game. Rashad White, too. What did Lamar do? 179 yards, no touchdowns, a rushing touchdown. Huh, interesting. But yeah, we're optimistic, though. Let's go to year 3 now. Yeah, let's go into year 3. Let's retool. Let's try and get a little bit younger as well with some of these draft picks. We have enough money, too, to make a move, which we haven't made a big move in any of these rebuilds, but that might come in the future. So, we'll see. But I'll see you guys in the offseason when we have to resign. Alright, so we're here in the offseason. Let's make sure none of our staff got poached. That's happened to me a couple times, and I've just been really sad. Did we keep Adam Rogers? I think we did, yeah. So these are still the same coordinators that we've had under Ben Johnson. That's one other thing that I want. Shout out to that franchise guy, another YouTuber. He made like his wish list video, and one of the things that he said was like we should be able to rename our coordinators since they're not going to end up licensing them anyways, or Madden's not actually going to pay them to have their like image and likeness in the game because they're not as important, but like make it more important. Like you introduce coordinators for a reason. Let's actually make it like an important thing. Make it so you can't change playbooks, right? Make it so you can't like just change your playbook because like that's the thing that sucks about Madden is it's very playbook dependent, and you can just switch it to whatever you want whenever you want. But maybe you should make it so that to change your playbook, you need to fire your coordinator. You can be able to raise guys up who are on the roster already, but they're not going to go that deep into it. 2K did. Listen, there's so many things that Madden does so well and 2K does so well that neither of them both do well. That I'm just like, if you just combined like the people who were working on both games, like we could have a really good game, like a really immersive like franchise game. Or franchise mode, I'm saying. Like if they just started sharing ideas with each other, like, oh my gosh, come on guys, let's lock in. Anyways, let's take a look at the team. Sometimes the weird thing is like dev traits don't activate until this week, as opposed to after the Super Bowl. So we'll just check one more time. Everything looks the same though. Still no dev trait for Xavier Thomas, who deserves it. But we did talk about how Harold Perkins is going to move down to left end. We are going to let Khalil Mack walk. He had a great year for us, but I don't want to commit that much money to somebody yet. I'd rather use that money elsewhere when we have this dude, Jalen Graham. He's kind of just sitting there. He's an actual like coverage linebacker, and Harold Perkins can actually just go play defensive end for us. Worst case, we can draft another linebacker. I do want to try and draft a corner in this draft because we are kind of old at corner right now. So we'll see. But yeah, Harold Perkins is a little bit undersized to be a true like defensive end. I'm gonna try him out there and see how it goes. All right. So what does mock draft 3 have us looking like here? I don't think we have any extra first round picks in this, but if I could find like a cornerback like Greg Barnes, who I might be interested in trading up for, that would make me happy. I'll do some scouting before the drafts, but nothing crazy here. Why would the 49ers go quarterback? And they have us going with a guard. Interesting. Either way, let's go to re-sign players, and yeah, then we'll hop into free agency, make some moves. We should have a solid amount of money to probably sign one player. Rashad White, do I want to re-sign him? He's an 85. We'll look in free agency. How about that? That's probably what we'll do. We'll accept the option on Emmanuel Forbes. Khalil Mack, he's going to walk. He's an 81 overall. He's regressing, but yeah, I don't want to pay him a lot of money. Maybe if I can give it like lowball him in free agency, we could do that, but hey, we'll figure it out. Alright, so the goal of this free agency was to, one, re-sign Rashad White, because that's probably the best running back we're going to find on the market, and then just sign a bunch of, like, one-year deals to a bunch of, like, guys who won a Super Bowl. So we got Geno Smith to continue to mentor Drake Maye, although he is coming to his own now. Isaiah Likely, backup tight end, that's basically the reason for that. Micah Hyde, Juwan Bentley, just some veteran presence, just some good depth at roles that we're already decent at. Juwan Bentley could probably play outside linebacker if we don't want to play that young guy, or he could just play over Willie Gay, or he could just be depth. Like, we'll find a role somewhere. We're just adding more guys to the team. Yeah. So I want to get Rashad White back, just because, I mean, we're not going to find anything better, but let's see who we do get. So Juwan Bentley's still waiting. He might go back to the Patriots. You're still waiting, and you're still waiting. We did get Micah Hyde, no Juwan Bentley, but we don't really need a linebacker, so that's fine. Or no Juwan Bentley. No, oh, Rashad White left. Oh. Well, damn. Okay. Yeah, the problem is there's just not many running backs here. I guess I could re-sign I could bring in Alvin Kamara on like a 1-year deal. He'll fit what we need too, is like just a receiving back. So yeah, we'll go after Alvin Kamara on a 1-year deal. Yeah, and then we'll go from there. Let's see. So likely still waiting. He's gonna get an offer from the Titans and Geno Smith. So you get Alvin Kamara for a 1-year deal. Who signed? Juwan Bentley went to the Patriots. Good for him. Titans, you guys can have Isaiah Likely. That's fine. And Geno, you're still waiting. All right. Man, Brandon Aubrey's here. I would have signed you if I knew you were here. But I already have a kicker, so it's fine. I'm gonna look around and see if there's any other veterans I'm gonna try and sign who want a Super Bowl ring. So I'll see you guys if I do that. Alright, so once again, I'm just going after some more veterans. Tyler Lockett, Xavier Howard, Matt Judon, Zadarius Smith, and still waiting on Geno Smith. So I'll see you guys just at like the end of free agency. I don't really care about getting them, but hey, get these guys a ring. Why not? Alright, so Xavier Howard's still waiting. Geno Smith still has no offers, but we did sign Judon and Zadarius Smith. They'll just provide some more guys off the edge. Let's see if we get either of these two. And Geno Smith does sign. Xavier Howard does not. That's fine. Moving on to the draft. Alright, so we're here at the draft. I don't need to trade up for anybody, so I'm just going to simulate to my pick. There's a couple of guys that I'm interested in, mainly like defensive tackle prospects and cornerbacks, because that's really the positions that we need to get younger at. So with this first pick, I don't know if I want to trade down and get more players or what, but essentially the people that I'm interested in are Raheem Blair, a good zone cornerback out of Minnesota, Bruce Molden, he could do kind of everything with B-man, B-zone, Reggie Snell, run-stopping defensive tackle, Shelton Baker in probably the 3rd round, Al Hammond and Ted Riley are like the two that I'm considering right now. Very similar players, we just know more about Al Hammond. He's also a little bit bigger. I don't know. Ted Riley's more of the fit. Oh, well, they're playing defensive end. They would be defensive tackles for us in our scheme. A little bit more weight on Ted Riley, a little bit more height on Al Hammond. One's from Washington, one's from Utah. It's kind of a hard pick. I kind of want to trade down because I don't think either of them were projected to go in the first. So if I can maybe get 2 seconds from a team, I'm going to try and do that. So I'll let you guys know if I do. Alright, so I'm trading back. I'm trading our first round. We're only trading down like 4 spots with the Bears. They have the first pick in the second. It's like 2 spots, actually. We're getting like the first or second pick in the second round, and we're just getting a 4th round pick to help us move back up with our other 1st round pick. So, yeah. We're up in 2 picks. Let's see who they take. They go Brian Murphy, and then the Ravens are going to take Dylan Hawkins, running back out of Washington. I considered him, but he didn't look amazing, so it's kind of out on that idea. I could have kept the 1st round pick, and what am I trying to say? I could have kept the 1st round pick and gotten the 5th year option on whoever I take, but I don't know. I think I would rather just have more picks and be able to move up later and get more of these players, because I am interested in a lot of them. So let's see here. Do I want the corner first, or do I want the defensive tackle? All 4 of these guys are defensive tackles. Just classify them as that. And it's really for me between these two. Al Hammond and Ted Riley. Let's see who's the better athlete. Ted Riley has elite strength, decent speed, solid jumping, decent change direction, poor agility, solid acceleration. And Al Hammond has elite strength, solid speed, good jumping, good change of direction, great acceleration. He's the better athlete. We're going to go with Al Hammond here. 91 strength, normal development. He'll sit there and develop behind Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne. We're not going to be able to keep both of them forever. So that is the hard thing with that. Now I am going to try and move up in the draft with the rest of these picks and try and get one of those corners. I'll trade 2 4s and try and get like a 2 and a 3 maybe. If I could get, who's up in like a couple of picks? I definitely want like another pick. I'll let you guys know if I make a deal. Alright, so I'm trading Quan Martin, who's on the last year of his deal. A second round pick, trading up to 39 in this draft. We're also getting a third round pick this year for 2 fourths this year and a fourth next year. This allows us to get a third round pick to move back up if I'm really interested in another player. But I'm also going to be able to get one of these cornerbacks that I want, hopefully. Hopefully they both don't go within this like 4 pick span. There's just a lot of quarterbacks going off the board right now. Reggie Snell goes, the other D tackle I wanted at Alabama. And now we're on the clock. Let's try and get one of these cornerbacks. I don't know how good they're going to be, but I really need somebody to pair up for the future. So I could still get Ted Riley. He's falling. I am going to take Raheem Blair here. 92 speed, normal development. He looks solid. I guess he can play in the slot eventually, but man, I thought he would be a lot better than that. I'll try and make one more trade up and see if I can get Ted Riley. I'm going to see if he falls for a little bit, and I'll let you guys know if he goes. And 2 picks later, Ted Riley goes from Utah. Wasn't really going to get him. I wasn't going to trade all the way back up to like pick 9. So that sucks. I'm going to go to the 3rd round, and if anybody's there, I'll take him, but probably not. So all of my draft board's gone, so I'm just going to take Peter Patterson here out of Tennessee. Very weird name, but he's a decent athlete, so see if there's anything there. Hidden development. That's pretty cool. Okay. Pretty happy with that. I'll see you guys at the end of the draft. Okay, so in terms of overalls, we drafted pretty solid. Al Hammond is 75, 76 for Raheem Blair, 66 for Peter Patterson. I don't know how, though. Like, he looks pretty decent. Good juke, good change of direction. I guess he doesn't have high ball carrier vision. He's not a power back. Low carrying. But he's good with he can catch the ball? Like, I don't know. I feel like a 66 is low. I would say like this is like a 72, 73. I wish I could see like his awareness, because that would answer all of my questions. Like, he's a great athlete. He can juke a little bit. He's not strong, but he has good change of direction. Like, I don't know. I kind of disagree with this. He's not a 66. Alright, so this is going to be a team for year 3. Drake Maye is obviously a quarterback. Alvin Kamara and Peter Patterson are going to be a running back. Terry McLaurin, Brian Thomas, Jahan Dotson are the receivers. Offensive line looks the exact same as last year. Colson Loveland at tight end. Defensively, I did kind of go back on my word about the Harold Perkins thing. He is going to be a rush defensive end, but he is just going to play like the Isaiah Simmons role, if you guys remember from the Giants rebuild. Xavier Thomas, Matt Judon will be our 2 defensive ends. Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Al Hammond, who went up to a 78 at defensive tackle. Those are defensive tackles. And then corners, Kendall Fuller, Rasul Douglas, Emmanuel Forbes, and Raheem Blair. Linebackers, Willie Gay, Jamin Davis, Harold Perkins. Safeties, Derek Forrest, Cam Curl, and then Micah Hyde will be the backup for both safety spots. And he's also going to be a sub-linebacker. I don't know. CPU likes it, and I'm fine with it. So you can stay there. Emmanuel Forbes is back in the slot, where I think he'll probably be for the rest of the rebuild. Probably. Xavier Thomas, Harold Perkins are the rush defensive ends, with Judon and Zadarius Smith behind them. Defensive tackles, John Allen, Deron Payne, Al Hammond. Jahan Dotson's in the slot. Kamara's at both power back and 3rd down running back, and Patterson will maybe get some snaps at 3rd down running back. It's going to be a big year for us. I'm a little bit scared with the whole Alvin Kamara thing, but we didn't really have a run game last year, and he actually kind of plays better in like the Chiefs kind of system anyways, where you can catch the ball a lot. So I'm just going to see you guys at the midseason mark. Alright, so at the midseason mark, we're having a very underwhelming year at 3-4. We're 3rd in our division. It's not really wide open. It's not over, but Dallas is rolling at 6-1. The Giants are 4-2. Drake Maye is leading the league in passing yards, but I'm curious as to what the true issue is. He's 8th in touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, so he's not the problem. Alvin Kamara has 9 touchdowns on the ground already, even though he's not great. Receiving, Colson Loveland's back at it again. Jahan Dotson's having a good year. Brian Thomas is having a good year. Terry McLaurin's having a great year. Very balanced for receivers, so it's not the offense. Yeah, only 2 sacks is the highest allowed. Everybody else looks fine. Defensively, Jamin Davis leading in tackles. TFL 7 for Jonathan Allen. Sacks 4.5 leads the team for Xavier Thomas. 2.5 for Jonathan Allen. 2.5 for Matt Judon. 1 for Daron Payne. 0.5 for Willie Gay. None for Harold Perkins. Interesting. Interceptions, looks like that. Offensively, we're second in yards. We are 26th in defensive yards allowed. Okay. Offensively, we're 4th in points scored. And then defensively, we're 24th. So it's a defensive issue, which is what I thought it was. So I don't know what needs to change. Our defense was great last year. What I am going to do, though, is I am going to take Harold Perkins out of the rush linebacker, or the rush defensive end spot. Seems like that's not really his role. And I am just going to have him play linebacker for us, and then we'll let Zadarius Smith and Matt Judon just duke it out for whoever's the best second edge rusher on the team. In terms of who needs to re-sign at the midseason mark, both Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne need to come back. I'm only bringing one of them back. I think Daron Payne's going to have to walk. Jahan Dotson needs to come back. Kendall Fuller possibly coming back. Wyatt Teller needs to come back. Rasul Douglas, Willie Gay, Ricky Stromberg, and then just a bunch of the one-year deals that we signed as well. So I think in terms of who's the most important, Jonathan Allen I'd like to bring back. If I can give you 2 years, I'll do that. Great, Jonathan Allen's back. For the rest of the rebuild, actually. Daron Payne, I'm going to have to let walk, I think. Jahan Dotson, he doesn't want a lot of money. Can I give you this for 4 years? Great, Jahan Dotson's back. Kendall Fuller. I mean, if I don't have to trade him, I won't. So I'll re-sign him to another one-year deal. Wyatt Teller, I would definitely like back for 2. Okay, Rasul Douglas, how much money does he want? Not that much, but he is regressing. I think Rasul Douglas is going to have to walk. Willie Gay I would like back, but I don't know how much money he wants. Okay, he said it's looking tempting. Ricky Stromberg needs to come back. He's been great for us. Give me 4 years. Great, Ricky Stromberg's back. Kyle Blue Kelly can walk, even though he's decent depth. And I think the rest is just those one-year deals. And then Drake Maye, who needs his option picked up. So that's the other thing, is we do need to reserve money for when Drake Maye's a free agent. So, like, yes, I could re-sign Daron Payne, but paying, like, $40 million to my defensive tackles is not a smart idea when I just drafted one who can replace him. So I'm going to look to re-sign Wyatt Teller and probably Willie Gay, and I think that's probably going to be it. So I'll see you guys at the playoffs. Alright, so in a very competitive NFC East, we completely missed the playoffs. Dallas went 14-3, both the Giants and Eagles went 10-7. We just had a down year. Let's take a look at the stats. I'm pretty sure it was a defensive issue, although Drake Maye had a very bad second half of the year. 4,800 yards, but only 23 touchdowns to 10 picks. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not like the elite season we saw last year. What happened? I mean, I guess Alvin Kamara happened. 1,000 yards, 24 touchdowns on the ground. Okay, Alvin. Receiving, Brian Thomas over 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns. 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns for Loveland. 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns for Dotson. 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns for McLaurin. 502 for Alvin Kamara. Man, I might have to bring him back. What was that year? It's crazy. Sacks, still was great. Patrick Paul had the best year of his career. Defensively, Jamin Davis led in tackles. Harold Perkins had a very solid year. Jonathan Allen only 4.5 sacks. 9.5 for Matthew Judon. 7.5 for Xavier Thomas. 5.5 for Daron Payne. Did Al Hammond do anything? Looks like he didn't really play. Yeah, he didn't play. Interceptions, 2 for Davis, 2 for Perkins, 2 for Fuller, 2 for Douglas, 1 for Forrest, 1 for Curl. Yeah, offensively we were 3rd in yards, and we were probably pretty high in touchdowns too. Defensive yards we were 20th, yeah. Yeah, points scored we were 6th, because we had like the highest rushing touchdowns as well. Yeah, so the defense needs to improve. We're probably going to fire our coordinator. MVP, nobody up there. Offensive player of the year, Alvin Kamara at number 3. Defensive player of the year, nobody. Offensive rookie of the year, Patterson at 6. I don't know how you got that. Nobody for defensive rookie of the year. Drake Maye at number 9 for best QB. Kamara at number 2 for best running back. No receivers, no offensive line. Oh, man, Khalil Mack, I wish you were still here. Nobody for defensive line, nobody for linebacker, nobody for DB. Okay. Yeah, the defense was not good this year. So going into year 4, we definitely need to improve the defense, maybe change the playbook. I mean, we shut out the Titans in week 18. But man, that's tough. Let's go to the offseason. Alright, so offensively, no development trait changes. No superstar dev for Alvin Kamara. Patterson obviously only a star. Colston Loveland actually no. He went up to Superstar X Factor, so that's good for him. Zion Nelson deserves star, bro. I'm not going to give it to him, but like, he's been a legit right guard for us. Like, he's actually been a great right guard for us. So, yeah, I don't know. I wish Madden would do something about that. Defensively, no dev traits that I can see. Yeah. Don't think anything happened. So yeah, very rough season for us. We're going to go to the off season. I don't know what needs to change. I guess we need some new cornerbacks. That's really what it is. We might need to make a big move for like an elite boundary cornerback. So let's go to re-sign players and I'll see you guys there. So we're going to pick up the 5th-year option on Drake Maye. That's pretty obvious. Daron Payne's going to walk. Wyatt Teller, I already said I need to bring back. We have $108 million still. Wow. 3-year deal. No. 2-year deal. 1-year deal? 1-year deal. Let's do that. Great. So Wyatt Teller's back for another year. Rasul Douglas, you already said, is going to walk. Willie Gay, I'm actually going to let walk as well. He's 29 years old and he's only a 77. I think I could do better than that. And then, yeah, everybody else is going to walk. I guess I could afford Daron Payne. But, like, let's take a look at contracts, right? Because who's going to be up next year? It's going to be Drake Maye. Right, so this is next year. Who is under contract next year? Kendall Fuller's going to be up. Wyatt Teller's going to be up. Brian Thomas is going to be up. Daron Payne's going to be up. Well, if we don't re-sign him. Xavier Thomas is going to be up. Forbes is going to be up. Paul is going to be up. So it's like we're going to have a lot of people, and then we're going to have to re-sign Drake Maye. So I think the smarter move is just roll with Al Hammond, let him develop, and I think that is the smarter move for us for the future. I've made this mistake in the last rebuild of like re-signing Justin Fields, too many franchise tags, and just gutting my team financially. But what this would allow me to do is now I can actually make a move in free agency, which I think I value more. So I'll let you guys know if I go after anybody. Hopefully there's a running back here. Alright, so I am going after Tyreek Hill. I gave him like a lucrative 1-year, $35 million deal. Yeah. He doesn't like it that much, but if he does sign it, I'd be happy. It looks like he's going to go elsewhere, though, so that's fine. The only other two I wanted were Tony Pollard and Zach Charbonnet. Charbonnet, 2-year deal to be just like the backup running back for the rest of the rebuild. And then Tony Pollard, just a 1-year deal, rental option. If not, I think I'm going to try and make a trade for a running back and a trade for an edge rusher. And that's probably going to be where I end it. So, let's see what we get. Come on. Yeah, this is so slow. Everybody signed. Tony Pollard and Charbonnet are on the team. Tyreek Hill goes to the Panthers. This does not stop me from making a trade for a running back. This could actually just help me trade for one. But I'm going to let you guys know if I do make any deals, and I'll see you guys when I do. Alright, so the first move that I'm making is trading Emmanuel Forbes, Zach Charbonnet, 3/3 and a 5th for JC Horn. Emmanuel Forbes is 26 years old in the last year of his deal. He's not going to develop. And I'm trading Zach Charbonnet because I have a very, very, very big deal that I'm close to making, but I might have to make one move in between to make sure that I can go through. Okay, I'm trading Tony Pollard, Munden Jr., a 2nd-round pick this year, and whatever leftover picks I had there, not 1st and 2nd-round picks, for a 1st-round pick, I think 27 from the Bills. So now I'm going to try and complete this big move, and I'll see you guys if I do it. I've made the craziest deal I've probably made in all of Madden, trading our 2nd-year player, Al Hammond, 4 1st-round picks and a 2nd-round pick for Quinnen Williams and Breece Hall. Quinnen Williams only has 1 year left on his deal. Breece Hall is, I think, signed for 3 years, so he'll be here for the rest of the rebuild. But, bro, the interior defensive line of Quinnen Williams and Jonathan Allen, bro, quarterbacks should be scared. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in free agency and sign a random player to play defensive end. And what we're going to end up doing is Harold Perkins will probably just do the same thing, try and play defensive end again, and we'll see how that goes. But bro, this defense got some legit upgrades. We're now J.C. Horn and Kendall Fuller as our 2 boundary corners. Blair can be in the slot. Quinnen Williams and John Allen in the interior. And then offensively, we get an elite running back for Drake Maye to hand the ball off to in Breece Hall. Kept the receiving core around. The offensive line is still great. Like, listen, this is going to be a good year. We need to win it all this year. So, we made some big moves. I'm going to try and sign just a defensive end just to be a filler for us, and I'll see you guys when I do that. All right, and I just signed Zach Sealer on a 1-year deal. The highest overall left end here. Let's go to the next season because obviously we're not doing anything in the draft. So this is what the team is going to look like for the second to last year. Drake Maye, Breece Hall in the backfield, with Terry McLaurin, Brian Thomas Jr., Jahan Dotson to throw to. The offensive line is the same as it's been for basically the entire rebuild. Colson Loveland at tight end. Defensively, new addition Quinnen Williams as our defensive tackle 1. Zach Sealer coming off the edge, but Harold Perkins is going to be the rush defensive end again. We're experimenting with it once again. Jamin Davis and Graham are going to be the linebackers. Cam Curl, Derek Forrest at safety. J.C. Horn, Kendall Fuller as our boundary cornerbacks, with Blair going to be in the slot. And just so you guys can take a look at the specialists, this is what I have going. And yeah, we got to be good this year, man. I'm going to sim to the midseason mark, and I'll let you guys know how we're doing. Alright, so we're 5-2 at the midseason mark, tied with the Dallas Cowboys for leading the division. We have a couple of breakout scenarios, some weekly awards, I guess. Team must be going off. Drake Maye had a great week last week, 4 total touchdowns. Let's take a look at the season stats. I'll activate those breakout scenarios, and then I'm going to try and remember to go to the next week instead of the playoffs so we can actually see if we get them. But let's take a look at the stats. Drake Maye's 3rd in passing yards, 3rd in touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. Great for him. Breece Hall's kind of quiet, only 1 touchdown, but he's averaging 4.7 per carry, so I'm pretty happy with that. 500 yards, still great. Jahan Dotson leading the team, 500 yards, 6 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin, 403. Brian Thomas, 301. I was doing 360, but yeah. Colson Loveland, 304. Sacks, Sam Cousins allowed the most with 4, still very solid. Jamin Davis looks really good. Tackles for loss, Jonathan Allen leading the team with 11. Sacks, 6 for Quinnen Williams, 4.5 for Jonathan Allen, 2 for Xavier Thomas, 1 for Davis, 1 for Graham, 1 for Forrest, half a sack for Trey Hawkins. Still nothing for Harold Perkins coming off the edge. I don't know how I feel about that. 3 interceptions for Jamin Davis, Jalen Graham, and Kendall Fuller. What in the... Okay, that was extremely weird. Why did it just tell me to reconnect my controller? Either way. Offensively, we're 4th right now in terms of yards. Defensively, we're 14th. So improving, but still not great. Points scored, we're 10th. Also not amazing. And points allowed, we're 7th. So overall, we're pretty solid. Maybe not like the league favorites that we used to be, but let's activate these breakout scenarios. Breakout wide receiver. Who's this? I just want to say I really appreciate you involving me. Jahan Dotson. Makes sense. He's leading the team in total stats right now. And then breakout QB, obviously Drake Maye. This is really just for experience. He's already superstar X Factor, so we can only just get like a boatload of experience from this. But hey, we'll still take that. He's fighting to be the best QB of all time. Let's look at re-signing players, just so I can try and get some of this out of the way. So Quinnen Williams has to come back, Brian Thomas, Xavier Thomas, Patrick Paul, Kendall Fuller, Wyatt Teller, Zion Nelson, Zach Sealer. Okay. And then we need to pick up the options on Harold Perkins and Colson Loveland. Alright. A lot of players, still a good amount of money. Quinnen Williams wants a lot of that money. Okay. Brian Thomas. Brian Thomas has not won a lot. Yo, we need more players like Brian Thomas, bro. What a man. Only wants $14 million to be the second wide receiver. Xavier Thomas, I'd like to re-sign. I'll give you a lot of money for 2 years. What part of your interest do we not meet, bro? All right, Patrick Paul, you can be the future left tackle for us. Great, he's back. Kendall Fuller, I'd like to re-sign on a 1-year deal. He's been great. And then Wyatt Teller, I'd like to re-sign. He's also been great. All right, bro. Zion Nelson, I'd like to re-sign. He's been amazing. I'll give you whatever you want. Great. He's back. He's the future right guard. Zach Sealer, you can walk. And then we'll pick up the options on these two later. Quinnen Williams. I can't even offer him a 1-year deal. He wants a lot of money, too. I mean, listen, this is like a championship move. So I can afford to let him walk. But that means we need to win the Super Bowl. But these two are probably the biggest priority. Quinnen Williams we can let walk if we need to. Because again, we're still going to need to preserve money for next year. Actually, do we need to? Wait, let me think. I don't think we actually have to. It's 5 years. Next year is the last year, so Drake May's contract won't actually be up until next year. So we actually don't have to worry about Drake May. We can ignore that comment. We actually don't have to worry about Drake May. He's signed for the entire rebuild, basically. That's the advantage of drafting a rookie quarterback and doing a 5-year rebuild. But one of these days, I am going to do a 20-year rebuild. But that takes so long to record, but we'll figure it out. Let's go to the next week. Let's see if these breakout scenarios popped. That'd make me pretty happy. And we're actually up to 6-2. Oh my gosh, we have another one. Oh. Jahan Dotson up to superstar? Let's go, Jahan. Alright, nice. Jahan Dotson is now superstar development. That's pretty cool. QB breakout. He has to have gotten it. We had 43 points. Nice. Drake May gets a bunch of XP. I am the greatest. Nice. And then breakout defensive lineman. I'll activate this one as well. If we get one next week... Oh, Thomas. Oh, Xavier Thomas. Okay. Yeah, let's get Xavier Thomas a good game. He should have been superstar like 2 years ago when he had like 13 sacks. We'll sim this week. 1-6 Panthers. If we lose this game, I'm ending the rebuild. Alright, we're 7-2. We barely won though. That's wild. And he's disappointed. Alright, I'm going to see you guys at the playoffs. I forgot to show it, but Wyatt Teller's back on a 1-year deal. And then Xavier Thomas, I'd like to work out a deal with you. You want like a 4-year deal? Great. Xavier Thomas is back for 4 years. Quinnen Williams could get franchise tagged. I could do that, actually. We'll work on that in the offseason, but I'll see you guys at the end of the year, or at the playoffs. Alright, so a little bit scared when I saw we weren't playing anybody in the playoffs in the first round, but we went 15-2, meaning that we got the 1 seed. If we somehow miss the playoffs at 15-2, the NFL isn't a real thing. Anyways, great year for us. This is what we've been waiting for. We dominated in year 2 of the rebuild. Year 1 was that Drake May's rookie year? No, it was his second year, because in his rookie year, yeah, he was Jameis Winston. Either way, Drake May 4,600 yards, 39 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's back to elite status. Breece Hall 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns, 4.2 per carry. Receiving, Jahan Dotson went off. 1,100 yards, 16 touchdowns for Jahan Dotson in the slot. 1,100 yards, 4 touchdowns for Terry McLaurin. 908 for Loveland. 906 for Brian Thomas. Even 404 from Breece Hall through the air. Sacks, a little bit higher than usual, but still pretty solid. Only 95 tackles this year from Javen Davis. 21 TFLs for John Allen. 19 TFLs for Quinnen Williams. Sacks, 18.5 for Quinnen Williams. 10.5 from John Allen. What an interior these two are. That's so crazy. They're like the exact same build, too. 6'3", about 300 pounds. Xavier Thomas, 14 TFL, 7 sacks. 14, 6.5 for Harold Perkins. It's pretty solid. It's solid enough. He had a better second half of the year. Jamin Davis, like you said, pretty solid. JC Horn, 4 picks. 3 for Kendall Fuller, 2 for Jamin Davis, 2 for Graham, 2 for Blair, 2 for Cam Curl. In yards, we were 5th. In defensive yards, we were 3rd. In points scored, we were 1st. And in points allowed, we were also 1st. Great. Drake Maye for MVP. Let's go. Oh, come on. Lamar Jackson wins MVP. Drake Maye at 2nd. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Drake Maye at 4. Jahan Dotson at 8. Breece Hall at 9. Defensive Player of the Year. Quinnen Williams at number 2. John Allen at 10. Offensive Rookie. We're not going to see anybody. Best QB does go for Drake Maye. Breece Hall at number 4 for running backs. Jahan Dotson at number 3 for receivers. Zion Nelson at number 6 for guards. We just re-signed him. Wyatt Teller at number 9. D-line, Quinnen Williams and Jonathan Allen. Linebackers, Harold Perkins at 5. JC Horn at 6 for DBs, as well as Cam Curl and Kendall Fuller at 9 and 10. Best kicker, we got Kaimi Fairbairn. Let's go. Listen, this team is like a legit Super Bowl threat now. It's crazy. So, let's go to the divisional here and see who we're playing. We're a 91 overall team. Come on, we got to win it this year. And let's see if we can go back-to-back next year. But let's worry about this year first. We're taking on the Detroit Lions, who went 10 and 7. I feel like we should breeze by them. If we lose this, there's an issue. I'm not jumping in. And we lose 21 to 18. Are you kidding me? All right. Not too much to say. Let's go to the offseason, but obviously I'm not happy about that one. All right, we're here at the offseason, and to me, it really just feels like I've been rebuilding the Dallas Cowboys like every rebuild. Like, I build these amazing teams that just can't perform in the playoffs. Drake Maye, he is officially a 99 overall at 24 years old. He's a great QB, but he just hasn't done it. I mean, he has done it in the playoffs. He made it to the Super Bowl in his second year. He's been in the league for 4 years. Like, come on. So, let's take a look, see what we're dealing with for the team. I just need to re-sign Quinnen Williams and just run it back next year. So, offensively, Jahan Dotson obviously got superstars we saw. No other upgrades on the offense. Everybody looks pretty good. Defensively, JC Horn's up to Superstar X Factor. Did he jump up twice? I thought he was Star when I got him. He got Superstar X Factor in Super Bowl week. Did he get Superstar at some other point? I swear he was only Star when I traded for him. I guess I can't see that far back. I wonder if he won like a Defensive Player of the Week or something, because that sometimes happens. You can get dev trade upgrades from that. But he went up to Superstar X Factor. Cam Curl's up to Superstar. Yeah. So let's just try and get not Jonathan Allen. Let's try and get Quinnen Williams back, and we're just going to run it back next year. So that's really all we're going to do for re-signing. I'm literally just going to see you guys next year after I re-sign Quinnen Williams. So let's do that first, and yeah, run it back. All right, so I pick up the 5th-year option on Harold Perkins and also Colston Loveland. And then Zach Sealer, can I offer you a 1-year deal? Oh, I can. Nice. So I offer Zach Sealer a 1-year deal just to be a depth piece. And then Quinnen Williams. Oh, I can actually afford you? Somebody had to have retired. Hold on. Before I do this, somebody had to have retired, because there's no way I have money now. That doesn't make sense. Let's see. Somebody definitely retired. Was it Wyatt Teller? Nope. Offensively, it's the same. Did John Allen retire? No. How do I have money now? Yo, something ain't adding up. How did I get money? Oh, Blair went up to Star. That's great. How do I have money? The only thing that makes sense is like dead cap from trading people is like finally lifted, but I don't know. Something about that ain't right. so something just ain't right about that one. Quinnen Williams, I guess you can just get a 1-year deal. I'll offer you whatever you want, dude. Nice. Quinnen Williams is back for 1 more year. we're running it back. If this team doesn't win, there's an issue. Let's get Kaimi Fairbairn back as well. Come on, you better want to come back. Do I have a franchise tag a kicker? Just because I don't feel like going to re-sign you. So, that's all we're going to do. I'm going to see you guys next year. Alright, so we're here in the 2028 season. Come on, yo. Lock in. Guys, lock in. Look at me. Drake Maye. Lock in. Alright. The team's going to look the exact same. Terry McLaurin, Breece Hall, Drake Maye, blah, blah, blah. You guys get the point at this point. It is the exact same team. We are fully running it back. If we don't win a Super Bowl this year, man, I don't know what to say. Madden Sim Engine is terrible. Because there's just no way that this team should not be winning a Super Bowl. We got to pull it off, dude. We have to. It's that simple. We just have to. So, I'm going to see you guys at the midseason mark, and I'll let you guys know how we're doing. Right, at the midseason mark, we're 4-3. Tied for the division. I don't like that a lot. I don't love that. So, we just lost 40-21 to the Cardinals. Okay. This team's falling apart. Drake Maye looks good. Almost 2,000 yards, 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Breece Hall looks great on the ground, 8 touchdowns, 400 yards. Receiving, Brian Thomas is looking great. It's balanced as ever. Colson Loveland has 7 touchdowns. Blocking, Zion Nelson's allowed 0 sacks. Wow. Pretty good from the offensive line. Defensively, Jamin Davis with 50 tackles is leading us. Xavier Thomas with 6 TFLs, sacks, 8 for Quentin Williams, 3.5 for Perkins, 3 for Sealer, 2.5 for Thomas, 1 for Davis. Only half a sack for Jonathan Allen. Wow. Picks, 2 for Harold Perkins, 1 for Jamin Davis. Offensively, we are currently 4th. And defensively, we were 27th. What do I do? Points scored were 6th. And points allowed were 30th. Alright. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to try and maybe change a playbook for the last year. I don't know. We'll figure it out. As we somehow make the playoffs at 11-6. I don't know how we did it. We beat Dallas in Week 18. That probably decided it, actually. Half of the division goes 11-6, bro. Like, how does that even happen? Or 3/4 of the division goes 11-6. As we're playing Dallas in the wild card. Oh my goodness. I'm going to hop into all these games. But let's see how we actually did. Stats, Drake Maye, another elite season. 4,700 yards, 38 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Breece Hall was great. 1,000 yards, 15 touchdowns on the ground. Receiving, Brian Thomas with 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Colson Loveland, though, 1,100 yards, 16 touchdowns, and probably his best year of his career. Terry McLaurin with 90 catches for 900 yards, 70 for 906 for Jahan Dotson. Breece Hall with 504 on the ground. Blocking wise, the offensive line, Patrick Paul, 13 sacks allowed again. Defensively, Jamin Davis is 134 tackles. Wow. 4 TFLs, a sack, and 2 picks for him. TFLs, Xavier Thomas led with 12, Harold Perkins with 9 behind him. Sacks, 17.5 for Quentin Williams, 7.5 for Harold Perkins, only 4.5 for Xavier Thomas, 3.5 for Jonathan Allen, 3 for Sealer, 1 for Davis, 1 for Matthias Keaton, a random second-year player, 1 for J.C. Horn, 1 for David Walker, half a sack for Jalen Graham and Raheem Blair. Interceptions, 2 for Harold Perkins, 2 for Jamin Davis, 2 for J.C. Horn, 1 for Kendall Fuller, 1 for Derek Forrest. Offensively, we ended up 3rd in yards. Defensively, we were 25th in allowed yards. Okay. We were 1st in points scored, and we were 23rd in points allowed. So one of the best offensive teams, one of the worst defensive teams. Drake Maye at 5th in MVP. Dak Prescott somehow ended up on the Cardinals. I don't know how that happened. That's probably how we lost. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Breece Hall at 3, Drake Maye at 4, and Colson Loveland at 8. Defensive Player of the Year. Quentin Williams at 2, Harold Perkins at 4. No rookies. QB of the Year, Drake Maye at 4. Running back, Breece Hall at 2. Wide receiver, nobody. O-line, Zion Nelson at 3. Bro, he deserves, like, superstar depth. He's been on this list, like, 3 out of the 5 years, I think. I think he's been on this list 3 out of 5 times. Like, he deserves superstar depth at this point. Oh, Zach Zinter's up there? Good for him. D-line, Quinnen Williams at 2. Linebacker, Harold Perkins won linebacker of the year. Good for him. DB, J.C. Horn at number 7. All right. So, come on, guys. We got to lock in for the playoffs. So we're going to hop into this game against the Cowboys. They're a sim machine. I don't even know who their QB could be at this point. It's not Dak. He's on the Cardinals. Which is wild to think about, by the way. That he's somehow on the Cardinals. I don't know if he got traded there. I don't even know if the CPU does trades. But we're at home. We have home field advantage because we won the division. Alright. I do want to see who the Cowboys quarterback is, though. It is Jeremiah Sherwood. 85 overall, 23 years old. I can't view his player card. Huh. Must be like superstar development. He's been in the league for 2 years. He's an 85. So they just drafted a quarterback and we're just like, I guess we don't need Dak anymore. Maybe they just didn't re-sign him. Who knows? But let's sim a little bit. Cowboys start with the ball, don't score. We come back, score 7-0 going into the second quarter. Cowboys don't respond. We're up 14-0 now. Cowboys still haven't responded going into the second half. They finally respond with 7. Offense is stalling a little bit going to the fourth quarter. It's 14-7 still. We finally make it 21-7. 28-7, that's going to be the ball game. 28-14. Dallas does come back at the last second and score 21. But final score is 28-21. This defense really has to improve. And Terry McLaurin had a wild game. 14 catches for 150. Jeez, Terry. Okay, he wants a Super Bowl bad. Well, damn, Terry. 14 for 150. Man, fantasy owners would be crying because I know he didn't do that at all in the regular season. As a fantasy owner myself, I would know. Alright. So you win that game. Man, Sam Cosmi developed really nicely as our right tackle. That makes me so happy to see. This is probably my favorite rebuild that we've done so far. Maybe the Giants was definitely my favorite rebuild because it's my favorite team. But this is probably the easy second. The Patriots rebuild was like a nightmare, and the Bears rebuild is like my least favorite one that we've done. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it. It was not great. Alright, so let's move on to the divisional here and see who we're playing. We're playing the 11-6 Atlanta Falcons. Again, we're hopping in here. I'm not letting Bijan Robinson destroy my entire team. Let's see. I'm not even playing, so y'all can't even say that I'm like rigging it by playing. Like, I'm just watching. I'm spectating. Unless I need to hop in. Alright. Let's get the show on the road, boys. Alright, so let's start the sim up here. Atlanta starts with the field goal. We score a touchdown, 7-3. We make it 14-3 going into the second quarter. I do want to change the speed. Let's make this normal speed. That's a little bit slow. Atlanta's in the red zone here. We're in the red zone here. No, they are. Oh, it's Caleb Williams versus Drake Maye. I just realized that. Atlanta scores 6. We respond with the field goal. It's 17-6 right now. Going into the second half. Man, this is so... I gotta make this fast speed. Alright. It's 24-6 going into the fourth quarter. We're winning. Come on, defense. Let's just close this out. 27-6. That's the ball game. We absolutely shut out Caleb Williams. Well, we don't shut him out. They scored 2 field goals, but he didn't score a touchdown, so that's what I'm calling a shutout. Yeah, Caleb Williams had a bad game. 230 yards, no touchdowns, and a pick. Drake Maye, 219 touchdowns, two touchdowns. 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did I say 219 touchdowns? Yep. Breece Hall is great, 20 for 104 on the ground and a touchdown. Bijan Robinson was still pretty solid. They just couldn't run the ball because they were down the whole game. Man, they have Evan Stewart on this team, Malachi Corley. It's a good offense. Kyle Pitts is still there. I don't know if Drake London's still on the team. He is. He had 2 catches. Defensively, 2 sacks for Quinnen Williams, 1 for Xavier Thomas. Pick for J.C. Horn. Nice. So, let's move on to the conference championship here. Alright. So, conference championship time against the LA Rams. They're an 83 overall team. I swear if we don't whoop these kids. Come on, boys. I think we're at home too. Alright, let's start this off. Defense gets a stop. We immediately score 7 and 14. Oh my gosh. Okay. 14-0 going into the second quarter. We scored like so quickly. 17-3 going into the second half. Come on, they're like an 80 overall. We should be blowing them out of the water, as we are. 24-10 going into the fourth quarter. This should be game. Defense, just hold up. Offense, keep your foot on the gas. As they do, they don't keep their foot on the gas, but the defense held up. Drake Maye only threw for 150 yards, but he had 3 touchdowns and a pick. Quinn Ewers, 230 yards with 2 interceptions, no touchdowns. I don't know who Leslie Stevens is. I wish you could see their player cards. Kyron Williams is still on that team. Colson Loveland with a good game. Defensively, who got these picks? 1 for Cam Curl, 1 for Harold Perkins. Sacks, 2 for Xavier Thomas, 1 for Harold Perkins, 1 for Quinn Williams. And we are in the Super Bowl. Come on, y'all. Like, this is the second Super Bowl we've been in the video. Can we win it, please? Like, we built the team to do it. We should have had the team in year 2. I'm going to keep saying it because it's true. Come on, y'all. We got to do it. Drake May's been like the best quarterback I've had in any of these rebuilds. Let's see who we're taking on. We're taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence. They're an 85 overall to our 91. Can we blow them out, please? Harold Perkins, he's just incredible. Up to like a 94. This is why I've been waiting to get him for so long in these rebuilds. Wins linebacker of the year. Alright, so let's go over the team here one final time before hopping into the Super Bowl. Everybody looks incredible. Man, I built such a good team. If we can't win it all, man, I'm going to be so upset. No other dev trade upgrades. This is what we're looking like going into the Super Bowl. Let's win it all. Let's end this rebuild off on a high note. Come on, boys. Let's hop in. Neutral field, we don't have home field advantage, which we had the entire playoffs, so that might be a factor. But Jacksonville starts off with a touchdown. We can't respond. Going to the second quarter, it is 7-0. Jacksonville makes it 14-0. Drake Maye finally scores 14-14 going to the second half. Great way to start a comeback. Alright. Offense makes it 21-14. Going to the fourth quarter. Let's see. Jacksonville ties it up. I'm going to take control here. Let's close out this game. Jacksonville punts. Let's close this out. 4 minutes left. Loveland underneath. Just going to take short passes and run the ball. We got to run this clock out so we can just score at the last second. Not give them a chance. Yeah, this play to Colson Loveland could work. But I might like this Jahan Dotson screen a lot more than I do. Get that out to Jahan. Oh, he's going to pick up a lot there. Let's go. But I love RPOs in this game. They're actually so fun to use. Let's get Breece Hall the ball. We're at number 35. What does he wear in real life? I don't know. Let's get a counter here. Not a great block from Loveland. Breece Hall has had a very quiet game, but he does have a touchdown. We'll let this corner out here to Terry McLaurin, although he might just burn over the top. He has a linebacker on him. Just gonna go underneath here. Wow, there was somebody there. That Jaguars linebacker just blended into the logo, and I didn't see him until the last second. Alright, 3rd and 9. Let's get a screen here to Breece Hall. Do I want a screen? Yeah, let's do it. Oh, they didn't read it. Let's go. It should work. Behind the block. 4th and inches. We have to go for this, right? You can't pump this. Inside zone. What does this defensive front look like? It's pretty decent. I'm trusting in Breece Hall. And he gets the yard. Let's go, Breece. Keep this drive alive. 1st and 10. We're definitely going to keep trying to waste some clock here. I am going to throw the ball, though, since that seems to be working a lot better. I'm going to try and waste a little bit of time here. Let's go. Breece Hall underneath. Just say quick and easy yards. Stay in bounds, Breece. Come on. Kind of wanted him to go down before he went out, but it's whatever. Let's run the ball here on 2nd and 2. It's a good defensive front, too, for us. They're in cover... They're just in cover 1, I think. Oh, Breece Hall. Big run. Spin move. Nope. Jacksonville's still not calling timeouts. Let's run out the 2-minute... Let's run out the 2-minute warning. So we ran out the 2-minute warning. Let's start making Jacksonville call some of these timeouts. So I'm just going to try and run the ball and force Jacksonville to call more timeouts. Stay in bounds, Breece. I think he went down. Nice. Alright, let's run this play here. Come on, Breece. Get to the outside. Breaks the tackle. Gets the 1st down. Nice. Jacksonville calls a timeout. They're playing up here. I do kind of like this misdirection play. Right up into Breece. Nice. Make him call another one. Alright, let's try and get the 1st down here. And then we just win the game. They have Jeremiah Trotter on the scene. Okay. They call their last one. I'm going to go with an RPO here. Brian Thomas probably isn't going to be the one to get this. No, he is. Let's go, Brian Thomas. And he gets the 1st! Oh, it's 4th and inches. Let's just run this. Breece! He doesn't get it. I said this was so easy. Wait, what am I doing? Let's be safe here. It looks like they're just going to run it, but let's be safe. They have no timeouts, so I don't think they're actually going to try and score. I think they're just going to try and get this to overtime. Yep, and that's what they're going to do. Jacksonville does score, so we do need to score on this drive. Alright, this is going to be a close one, y'all. It's going to be down to the wire. I'm just going to take this myself with Drake Maye. Get her bounce. Alright. Oh, I was waiting for coach suggestions. But why is it the same plays? I don't know how I feel about this one. Brian Thomas might be decent underneath. Yep, have him. He hangs on to it this time. Bro, those DBs are blending in with like the white part of the midfield sign. What am I calling that? The logo? Yeah, they're blending in with just the NFL sign because they're wearing white jerseys. So it's like so hard to see from this angle. Throws underneath. Breece Hall drops it. That's fine. I think he would have lost yards if he caught it anyways. I gotta get close and Loveland more involved here. This is definitely zone coverage. Safety's not covering over the top. Jahan Dotson, nice catch. I had to look back because I thought Loveland would be open, but that linebacker was just in the perfect zone for that. Jahan Dotson is going to get put on a slant here because the DB has inside or outside leverage. Dotson, drops it. I could have possession caught it, but sometimes the animation's weird and it lets the DB pick it off even though they're really not in position to. Okay, press here. Terry McLaurin could absolutely burn. He's not going to. Get that out. Should have stepped up there, I think. Let's go flood drive. Colson Loveland is money on this play, usually. 3rd and 10. I mean, we're in 4-down territory, so worst case, I just need to check down. Just what I'm going to do, actually. Loveland was open, I think. Loveland was open, I think. Alright, very important play. 4th and 8 here. I'm sending Loveland straight. And I'm sending you on a wheel. I'm going to send McLaurin on a slant. And I'm going to do the same with Brian Thomas. McLaurin gets the first. Let's go. I drop a great play there. They played over the top to take the 2 underneath routes. Let's go. Okay, McLaurin can get really open if I have the time. Block, 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 block. McLaurin. Get that. Oh, drops it. I needed him to throw that a little bit faster. Right, back on this 4 verts play. I'm not in love with this. It hasn't been great today. They're kind of playing great coverage for this. Just dump it down to Breece Hall. It's about 9. I'm gonna go with this cross drag here. Some random receivers are in the game right now. Catch that, whoever you are. Let's go. I don't know who you are, but I trusted you in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl, matter of fact. Super Bowl MVP right there. Alright. Colson Loveland, can you score here? I don't know if I love this play. I'm throwing this up. Brian Thomas! Oh, doesn't catch it. He had Tyson Campbell on him. I didn't even realize that. Man, I don't love this playbook in game. What are these Chiefs concepts? What does Andy Reid be cooking over there? I am going to send Breece Hall on a wheel here. I do like that. Loveland, over the middle. Good catch, Colston. Let's go. Let's go corner strike here. Terry McLaurin underneath could be really good if that linebacker doesn't follow. Yep. Oh, that was almost an interception. That was literally the game right there. Oh my gosh. I just saw the linebacker not actually play McLaurin, and I just went for it. Let's go with the drag here to Terry McLaurin. Underneath. Get some more yards. Alright. That's in the 4-yard line. Let's go mesh spot. Okay. I'm gonna send McLaurin on a slant. I'm gonna try this. Catch that! Whoever that is, random backup tight end touchdown. Jonathan Cruz. What? Huh? How did they win? We both got a possession. What? I didn't even have a chance to respond. Are you kidding me? That's how we're going to end the rebuild? That's how we're ending the rebuild, is I don't even get a chance to score back? I literally tied the game. What do they want me to do? Damn, defense? We're just not supposed to allow them to score? That's kind of stupid. I guess that's the point of football, but... Damn, alright. Well, I guess that's it. You know what, let's see. Let me just see what the contract situations look like. If it's horrible, we're not doing another year. Like, if I'm not going to be able to bring anybody back, that's kind of tough. Let's just take a look. Let's just take a little look-see. Do we have the money? Can we afford to do another year of football? It doesn't look like it. We're pushing it. We're pushing it. Oh my gosh, Drake Maye wants so much money. Hello. He wants to go to free agency. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why? Alright. I guess we're doing one more year. I guess I can afford to. Cam Curl, you're coming back. Great, Cam Curl's back. Derek Forrest. You're back. Oh, we're not. Alright, so we're gonna need a new free safety. That might end up being Kendall Fuller, actually. Great, Kendall Fuller's back. Anybody else? Kaimi Fairbairn. Don't be a weirdo, okay? Giving you whatever you want, dude. Great, Kaimi Fairbairn's back. Drake Maye's gonna get the franchise tag. And I will see you guys in the next season, I guess. I don't even know if we have money. I don't think we have money. Let's take a look. Oh my gosh. I mean, come on. That's such a stupid way to lose the Super Bowl. Do we have any money to sign a player? Who's even here? Nosh Hutmacher. Oh, so we're getting to, like, new players being in free agency. Alright. Can I afford you? Absolutely not. Alright. Can I afford anybody? Brian Cook. Nope. I don't think actually, I probably can. Let me restructure some deals, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so kind of unfortunate, but I am trading Quinnen Williams. He's probably been, like, the most productive defensive lineman we've had, but I'm getting Dexter Lawrence and Deion Walker, as well as just, like, a young free safety who can start there for us. And I'm trading the backup running back Patterson, a second-round pick this year and a fifth in, like, 2 years. Just making the team better overall, I think, is more worth just one good player. So, let's see what the team now looks like. It looks solid. So maybe I can move some of these picks, try and get a, oh, we lost, oh my gosh, we're losing everybody. We lost Wyatt Teller as well. Terry McLaurin's regressing. We have a random superstar running back who I just didn't know about. He exists. Alright, Roy Franklin. Have at it, dude. Sure, Roy. Have fun. So I'm going to try and make a trade for a guard. I don't know how much money I have to do that, but once again, I'm just going to try and figure that out, and I'll see you guys with what I do. Alright, and the final trade that I'm making is trading Keaton and Kendall Fuller, as well as 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks for Martin Emerson, I think Cameron Johnson for a right guard, and then Ted Riley, who we considered drafting a couple years back, and he's superstar development now. So we eventually do get him. Nice. Alright, and for the final year, this is what the team's going to look like. Drake Maye, Breece Hall at quarterback, running back. Brian Thomas is the wide receiver 1 because Terry McLaurin's is down to an 86 overall. Jahan Dotson is also in the slot. How old is he now? He's 29. Wow. Yeah. So that's what that looks like. Offensive line, Patrick Paul, Cameron Johnson, Ricky Stromberg, Zion Nelson, and Sam Cosmi. Colson Loveland is still the tight end. Defensively, I don't even know where the CPU's signing these random players from, bro. Okay. We have Graham, Davis, Perkins, Riley, Walker, Dexter Lawrence, and Xavier Thomas. Then at corner, we have J.C. Horn, Martin Emerson, Raheem Blair. Free safety is Brown. Strong safety is Cam Curl. Specialist, you guys can see on the screen now. Alright. All that aside, this is the final year. I'm not doing anything else after this. Let's go win the Super Bowl, please. I'll see you guys in the midseason mark. Midseason mark, we are 6-1. Looking great. We just blew out the Giants. We're second in the division. Gave them their first loss of the season. Drake Maye's leading the league in passing yards. Probably close in touchdowns. Second in touchdowns. 1 interception. Breece Hall is having a great year. Receiving, Terry McLaurin still the top receiver. Colson Loveland's right behind him. Jahan Dotson, Breece Hall. Wow, Brian Thomas is not playing that well. Okay. Sacks, Zion Nelson still elite. That's what that looks like. Tackles, Jamin Davis is leading. TFL, 7 for Dexter Lawrence, who might also be leading in sacks. Yep, 5 for Dexter Lawrence, 4.5 for Perkins, or 4.5 for Thomas, 2 for Perkins, 1.5 for Deion Walker. 2 picks for J.C. Horn, 2 for Brett Brown, 1 for Martin Emerson. Don't even care about where we are in terms of team rankings. We're 6-1, bro. Let's go to the playoffs. Come on. So we end up going 13-4, but the Giants take the division. So we are in the wild card here against the Bears. Anything to talk about? No, we should just be great. Alright, let's take a look at the stats. Drake Maye, 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Breece Hall, 1,400 yards, 21 touchdowns on the ground. Receiving, Colson Loveland, 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns. Terry McLaurin had 1,106, 906 for Dotson. Only 400 yards for Brian Thomas and 39 catches as the wide receiver 1. Interesting. Blocking, Zion Nelson still did not allow a sack this year. That's so crazy. Cosme allowed 12, 6 for Cameron Johnson. No, that's Cameron Johnson. See that apostrophe in there? That's Cameron. 5 for Ricky Stromberg, 4 for Patrick Paul. I don't even know how that left tackle got in the game. Jamin Davis, 99 tackles, led the team. TFL's 14 for Dexter Lawrence. Sacks, Xavier Thomas led with 12. 9 for Deion Walker. 8 for Dexter Lawrence. 8 for Harold Perkins. 6.5 for Ted Riley. picks, 5 for J.C. Horn, 2 for Cam Curl, 2 for Brett Brown, 1 for Davis, 1 for Emerson. You get an interception, you get an interception, and you get an interception. Offensive yards, we were first in the league. Defensive yards, 21st. Our defense is still terrible. Offensive and points scored, we were first, and then points allowed, we were 9th, so we were still top 10. Drake Maye finally wins MVP. Let's go. Took him long enough. Oh my gosh. Is that our first true MVP? Because I kind of clickbaited with the Justin Fields one. He didn't win MVP. He was up there. You'd think he got second, but he was up there. But Drake Maye finally wins MVP. NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Breece Hall at 3. Drake Maye at 6. Colson Loveland at 10. Defensive Player of the Year. Xavier Thomas at 10. No rookies. Best QB does go to Drake Maye. Breece Hall, second for running back voting. No receivers. Zion Nelson wins best O-lineman, bro. He should be superstar. I should have done that manually, but it's whatever. I'll do that from now on. Xavier Thomas, 6th for defensive line. Linebackers. Harold Perkins at 5. Man, this Johnny Kendricks dude, I should have traded up for him. I thought about it, but I was just like, I don't really need to. J.C. Horn wins best DB. This has to be the year, y'all. Has to be. So, I'm not jumping in here. If we lose, I'm ending the video. Let's beat the Bears, please. We won 35-21. We are now taking on the Arizona Cardinals, who are an 85 overall. Jazon Newton's their top threat because he has receiving yards. Yep. So, let's see if we can beat them. And we pick up the win by 3, barely, 28-25. We're in the conference championship against the Falcons. We beat them last year. Let's beat them again this year. And we're in the Super Bowl playing against, guess who could it be? Except our first Super Bowl opponent of the video, the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar is still a 99. And Drake Maye, also a 99. Almost maxed out. That's crazy. Almost has 99 everything, bro. So let's take a look at the team for what is really the last time, because I'm definitely not doing a 7th year. Unless we just want to turn this into a 20-year rebuild, which I'm not doing. That would take so long to record. I mean, I technically could do it since I've recorded 2 videos for this week. But, yeah. This is what the team looks like. Zion Nelson finally gets star development. Good for him. He deserves it. He's deserved it for many years now. Defensively, no other changes that I can see. Let's just go and be great, man. Come on. Let's beat the Ravens. Let's win the Super Bowl. Jumping in. Can we just blow them out so I don't have to play this game anymore, please? That would be so amazing. Thank you very much. Top in. Baltimore starts with the ball. They score 7. We do not respond. We respond to the field goal to end the quarter. Going into the second quarter, we have the ball. Make it to 10-7, 17-7, 17-14, 20-14, 21-20 going into the second half. This is going to be a very back-and-forth game. We make it 28-21, 35-21, as we are destroying the Baltimore Ravens. 42-21, 42-28, 49-28, and we blow them out. That is it, boys. Let's go. We've been fighting for this for 4 years, so 6 years, actually. Every year except for 1, we were contenders since year... No, every year except for 2. We've been contenders. Oh, man. Look at Lamar Jackson congratulating Drake Maye. What a great picture to see. Who wins Super Bowl MVP? Let's see. Let's look at that trophy. Is that me? Is that me as the coach? I don't even know who that is. Who's 70? And Drake Maye holding the trophy. Look at him. He's definitely a white dude. He's not black. But, hell yeah, Drake. Finally, in like year 7 of his NFL career, he wins a Super Bowl. Good for him. He had a great game. Lamar Jackson did too, by the way. 4 touchdowns to 2 picks. Oh, man. Finally did it. That is going to be it from me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, remember to leave a like, subscribe. My social media is in the description below. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.